Gets in and out, hides behind the line.
The New York Sentinels defense, led by Simeon Rice, will need to stand strong.
I've dominated teams after teams year in and year out over a decade. My resume is what it is.
It's the United Football League on Versus right now. It's a beautiful fall night in the greater New York area. We're over in East Rutherford, New Jersey at Giants Stadium. The California Redwoods taking on the New York Sentinels. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Sims. Glad you could join us for the first UFL game here in Giants Stadium. It's the first home game for the Sentinels, the first of 3, and they try to get their first win of the season. Give you an idea of how important this game is. Let's take a look at the UFL standings. If you want to catch Florida, you better get on the winning track. And New York at 0-2. California, neither one of these teams can afford to lose a ball game this evening. My partner's Doug Flutie, and as we look at the California Ball Club, the running game is what they like to do. Corey Ross, he's the main guy, a little guy, very productive.
He's only 5'6", but he makes this offense go. There's no doubt about it. He had a 100-yard rushing game before against this New York team. He's very elusive, a slasher, cutback type of guy. Can also run with some power now. He's not afraid to lower that shoulder and go. Catches the ball well out of the backfield. He makes the offense go. And when down by the goal line, he's not afraid to lower that shoulder.
Meanwhile, for the New York Ball Club, as we mentioned, first of 3 home games here, they have not been successful because one of the reasons they've not been able to score a point in the second half.
Yeah, they've come out all right. They've actually played fairly well in the first half. They got up on a Florida team that's the best team in this league right now. Got up on them 10-0, had a chance to go up 17-0. So they can play some good football. Second half, they struggled because they've gotten behind and become one-dimensional. They have to still have the ability to mix the run in there.
Well, the New York Ball Club, Chris Barkley is their leading running back, and he's standing by right now with Anita Marks.
That's right, Dave, Doug, Chris Barkley, somewhat of a journeyman, played in the NFL, played in NFL Europe, now here with the UFL and starting tonight. How excited are you for this opportunity?
I'm ecstatic. I mean, this has been a long journey, like you said, and I'm always excited about an opportunity.
Fantastic. Good luck tonight. Gentlemen, again, LeBrandon Tofield was the starting running back for the first 2 games. He has an AC joint separation. He is going to play tonight. He will not start. Chris is going to get the go.
All right, Anita, thank you very much. We turn to New York in the passing game. Quinn Grace, the quarterback, looking to put together a solid 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think it starts with Quinn getting in and out of the huddle with a rhythm, creating a tempo. He has the tools. He has the ability. If he can get to the line of scrimmage with time to look and survey things over, make some good decisions. He has a tendency to predetermine a little bit. Get to the line early so you're relaxed and comfortable at the line of scrimmage.
On the California side of things, another quarterback change. Shane Boyd is back in the saddle again.
Shane's got some athleticism now. He brings that athleticism to the quarterback position, the ability to take off and run. Had a nice touchdown run in the first game. He's got an arm. He can throw the football. He does some things very well. He needs to work on accuracy just a bit, and his receivers got to help him out.
Denny Green's Ball Club has come across the country to play here in the New York area. He's standing by right now with Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, Coach Green, you have Shane Boyd, who's getting his second run at being a starter on this ball club. What is it that you see in him that he's going to give you, where he can give you an opportunity to have some success?
Well, I just think he deserves a chance. I mean, he got out and had some decent things he's done, but it just comes down to opportunity. I mean, we got 3 quarterbacks. 2 of them have had a chance. Shane's getting another chance. The only guy that hasn't gotten a chance is Liam, but this league is all about opportunity, and hopefully Shane can take advantage of it.
And yet also you have this Seminole offense that struggles a little bit as far as not getting the ball in the end zone as much. In the second half, they haven't scored a touchdown or anything. What are you telling your defense they need to do in order to keep that going?
Well, our defense just got to make sure they keep doing their job. Defense has started fast early. Offensively, we got to make sure we get ourselves started early and keep the pressure on.
Last question. The singing. Tell me about it. How was it? Junior high? What was
high fight song. I love it. I live it every day.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Cordell, thank you very much. Denny Green got his team fired up the other day when he sang his fight song from his junior high school team back when he was in 9th grade, and everybody we talked to in the ball club said it got the entire ball club fired up. Final preparations for the opening kickoff. They're going on right now. We'll be back with that kickoff right after this. The United Football League on Versus is presented by StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. By Motorola. By Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. And by GameWare, look like a pro, play like a pro.
And they got to play together and work together right from the start now. We played these guys before we know what to expect. They're going to come out smoking. We got to come out smoking also. Set the tempo right from the start. Special teams, be on your men. If we're kicking it, go down and get after them. If we're returning it, let's make sure we get on the blocks and stay on the blocks. Field position from the start. Defense, if we're on the field, let's stop them now. Don't give them anything cheap. Make them work for every single thing they get. And offense, we're going to have to get a pound of flesh every single play. Make up your mind. You're going to blow some holes. Get a pound of flesh.
Denny Green prior to taking the field with the final preparations as we look at Quinn Gray, the New York Sentinels. He'll get the start at quarterback. And Anita Marks has a report on Quinn.
Guys, all eyes will be on Quinn Gray tonight. He struggled in the last 2 games and really needs to get a good start tonight, get into a rhythm, and stay upbeat. Even if there's some miscues, that's been the big issue here. Offensive coordinator Wes Chandler said he's going to work on getting play calls to Quinn early, at least 15 seconds before he breaks the huddle, so he has time to assess the defense and call audibles if necessary.
All right, Anita, thank you very much. We're going to be watching Quinn Gray, 30-year-old veteran out of Florida A&M. Our sideline report brought to you by AOL FanHouse. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. There's Ted Cottrell looking for his first win as a head coach, longtime defensive coordinator in the NFL. California won the toss and will get the ball.
All right, ball's outside the number. All right, let's make sure we communicate. Who's got
Gary Zoner,
here we go. We got
special teams unit, ready to rock and roll here at Giants Stadium.
Here we go.
Sentinels 0-2. The California Redwoods 1-2.
We'll get a chance to look at Corey Ross right away coming out. He makes this offense go. They got to get the run game established, settle Boyd in, and let him start throwing the ball off the play action after. It's a vertical passing game. They're looking to make a few more big plays down the field tonight than they have so far this year.
Corey Ross has the longest play of the season of their 3 games for the Redwoods, a 31-yard run. And the longest pass play thus far for California has just been a 21-yarder. So they're looking to really get that going. B.J. Sams will be back to get the punt, the kickoff rather, from Peter Check, who's out of Wagner College in nearby Staten Island. We are ready for action here at Giant Stadium, and here we go. New York against California. Sams backed up, about a yard deep. Looking for a hole, finds it, gets across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Shane Boyd, 27 years old, out of Kentucky, getting the start. 13 out of 35 this year for 133 yards. No touchdowns, 2 picks.
Had a handful of drops last week that helped that percentage a little bit, but Shane's got some good athleticism to him. He moves around well. He does have a good strong arm. Mike Kruzak loves to go that play action pass down the field.
Boyd at Kentucky during his time there, threw for 13 touchdowns and ran for 13 more. Corey Ross, their search play, and nice job by New York. 1 yard on the game. The linebacker Ryan Wallace with the tackle. Tonight's starting lineups presented by Men's Warehouse, the official outfitter of the UFL's broadcast team. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. And the backs and receivers, Joe West, he was very excited yesterday when we had our conversation with him. Sonny Shackelford, he's their top receiver with 9 catches. They go to the tight end, Lowry, and Lowry takes it up the sideline, picks up the first down.
It's a nice little rhythm pass to start for Shane.
12 yards on that pickup, so we take a look at the Sentinels defensive unit. And look for Simeon Rice, number 97. He's got 1 sack in the season, 4 tackles. 3rd overall pick in 96 by the Cardinals. In the middle, they've got Joe Mortensen, Ryan Wallace out of Temple University. And in the secondary, we've got Pratt, Mays, Williams, and Battle. Tight end move.
First down.
Dave Lowry. That's our referee tonight. Boston, Texas, John Bible.
You know, I get the feeling because of the coverage and what New York likes to do to slot, they were rotating down. Lowry got a little excited there and wanted to run a seam route and get up that seam in a hurry.
Simeon Rice, 12 years in the NFL, 122 sacks, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's Corey Ross. Got to the edge, cuts it up for a couple. So about the 39-yard line, picks up 6.
Ball.
Dynamic little guy. He's one of those guys, just keep giving it to him, gets that rhythm going.
Absolutely, and he's a good, strong runner. He will not get tired as the game goes. He wants the ball in his hands, and he is what makes this offense go now. I mean, they're a run, play-action team, and in this pass game off that is where they need to make their big plays. They haven't been able to so far this year.
Corey Ross really hurt New York in week 2. 22 carries for 121 yards and a touchdown. Second down and 9 in this direction. Tight end Lowry. Through the tackle. First down and a lot more. Lowry a load to bring down. They finally bring him down at the 45-yard line. Trey Battle, the free safety, makes the tackle, a gain of 16.
Simple naked bootleg. He comes out the back door from underneath, and there goes Nate right into the flat. Very simple, easy stuff to get his feet wet. Shane Boyd just comfortable coming out on, especially on naked bootlegs. Very comfortable using his athleticism getting outside.
Nate Lowry, 116 catches during his career at Yale University. Corey Ross, ooh, good stick. Good stick. A linebacker, Joe Mortensen. He's out of Kansas. 2-time All Big 12 linebacker. Loss of a yard on that play.
Watch him right here in the middle.
Corey, he lost that battle big time. He got
little head
snapped back.
slide, little push down at the end. Joe says, I'm going to get involved in the run game. And Donnie Blackman, defensive coordinator, was talking to us yesterday. He's got to show up a little bit more in the run game than he has in the last couple of weeks.
Mortensen on the Kansas Ball Club that beat Virginia Tech a couple of years ago in the Orange Bowl. Rhythm throw, catch and more. First down. Got it to Joe West. Joe West out of Texas, El Paso. His brother, Tracy's a right-handed pitcher with the Seattle Mariners. That's a gain of 20.
Well, this is a big-time throw. Watch the window. Watch him coming into the middle. Finds the window. Right there. Bam. Ball right out of the break over the linebacker's ear. Shane Boyd starting out hot. Just whips it right behind the linebacker's ear.
Good-looking drive here by the Redwoods. Doug Gabriel at the bottom of your screen. He goes in motion. Toss play to Ross. Did well to only lose a yard, maybe 2. Could have been a lot worse. Good speed, good penetration there by the linebackers. You see Ryan Wallace. He was an All-Big East Conference performer as a sophomore at Temple University.
Back up.
Good work by the corner, too.
Mays.
Well, Mays in there as well.
Coming up and run support from the corner. A lot of corners don't like to stick their nose in there and come up and tackle. Got to be a little bit aggressive, help out in the run game as much as you can, even though they get paid to cover.
Good start by the quarterback, Shane Boyd. He's 3 for 3, 49 yards. Wide open. Here's Corey Ross. Nobody home. He's at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, California. 25 yards in the connection. Boyd to Corey Ross, and it's 6-0. Redwoods. Boy, that was stealing.
Watch Corey release out on the left side here. The problem is that the second linebacker blitz is thinking Corey's going to have to pick up pass protection, and Nathan Williams should have been in coverage, but instead he assumed Corey was going to have to block the other linebacker blitz, and Nathan comes also, leave Corey totally uncovered.
Trey Battle had no chance. This extra point brought to you by StubHub. StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. But California gets the extra point from Parker Douglas, an 8-play, 76-yard drive in 4:37. And California playing on the road. They've already beaten New York once.
Easy money.
Take the
This is what we do.
opening
Let's go,
kickoff
Redwoods.
and drive it right down the field to take a 7-0 lead. Corey Ross, he had reason to be very excited and pleased. A 7-0 lead for California. Douglas, very easy.
Watch right here. Corey Ross is going to step to his left to assumedly pick up the blitz by Wallace. So Williams in the middle comes, thinking Corey's going to block. 2 rushers come, nobody covers the back. Cakewalk for a touchdown.
They'd have been astonished to be that wide open.
Well, when Corey steps to the left, Williams just assumes, oh, he's stepping over there to pick up the backer. I'm going. You better make sure he blocks and engages before you come, because he will even block, he just smack that outside linebacker, try to encourage the inside guy to come.
How do you like this kickoff formation? They spread out, let it rip. Kick going to Chris Barclay. 15-20. Runs through an arm tackle. Oh, the second wave. Boy, he took some punishing hits. Nice work in there for the California Ball Club. That was Kai Brown on the tackles. We look at Quinn Gray taking the field. 30 years old, out of Florida A&M. Spent some time with Jacksonville in the NFL. Won the World Bowl, NFL Europe, back in 2003 with the Frankfurt Galaxy. Had a cup of coffee with the Texans in 08, and then was cut before the season started. Gray, bump and go. He's got a man down the field. Jumping for it, can't get it. Corin Robinson, they try to get it to the veteran. Can't make the catch in double coverage.
Trudeau on the coverage here, a little double move right away.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups presented by Men's Wearhouse, the official outfitter of the UFL's broadcast team. Men's Wearhouse, you're going to like the way you look.
Now put on your referee cap for a second there. Almost could have been called interference. I know there's a little contact going on.
Steve Sanders, big receiver at 6'3". Had 2 catches against California in the first meeting. Stretch play, Barclay. Got 1 on that one, maybe 2. Take a look at the California defense. Up front, Paul Carrington out of Central Florida. Chris Cooper's the leader of this unit and one of the leaders on this entire defensive crew. Linebackers, Liam Ezekiel. Been with the Bills, Patrick Boateng, and Valterius Thomas. Rude and Herbert at the corners, McClinton and Harrison at the safety. Whistle blows that one dead. So the call is here in the UFL. Tiger Woods look for the referees. Mentioned that, I think it was John Bible a couple of weeks ago. I said, yeah, but I don't have his golf game.
Who does? I had a feeling they had 12 guys in the huddle on defense.
That's a problem. Ted Cottrell spent some time here in New York with the Jets as their defensive coordinator, 11 years. San Diego, Buffalo.
There is no foul on the play.
Then why'd we throw the flag, boss?
What do you think? Maybe a miscount?
There were 12 guys out there, and someone was running off the field as they threw the flags and blew the whistles. I don't know that it's a penalty on the defensive side of the ball.
Penalty because the ball wasn't snapped yet, and I'm not going to. All right.
Now you can hear that. It's not a penalty because the ball wasn't. You can hear Denny Green saying, hey, they had 12 guys in the huddle.
How'd you know that was Denny? A little recognizable, that voice?
Yeah. His voice is what we thought it was.
Every bit.
There we go. 3rd down and 8 for New York at the 25-yard line. Gray had a visor on before the game, goes without it. Here's the throw. Too high. And he had Alfonso Thorpe out of Florida State. He was open down there, couldn't get it to him, so 3 and out for the Sentinels.
Just rushed it. I mean, set your feet and relax, let him come out of his break. Grafonzo really did make a nice little cut there and was open. Look at this. Is this Joe Theismann?
How about Scott Player? He has been around 10 years with the Cardinals. He's in the Canadian Football League, NFL Europe, and he made a special request. I want the single bar, which is outlawed in the NFL. PJ Sam's back to get it. Sam's, a block in the back. Any flags? No. Fumble out of bounds. There's a late flag that came in. Clearly a block in the back. 41 yards on the punt, 8 yards for the return. But, boy, that evokes memories in the 1960s. That single bar. Theismann. You think of another Hall of Famer, Tommy McDonald.
Sonny Jurgensen.
Sonny Jurgensen. Luis Zendejas, a little more recent vintage. Billy Kilmer.
Illegal block in the back on the return team. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Timeout.
We'll take a break. We're at Giants Stadium in the Meadowlands. The New York Sentinels looking for their first win here in UFL action. California's got a 7-0 lead.
Tackle, but all I know is
One of the things we're proud of here in the UFL, unprecedented access. Let's listen in to Denny Green.
Our 5 best runs.
Coach, I think getting in Kings, because they're giving us such a heavy shade and 5, we can run the tack play backside.
What do we have up right now?
I've got gut ghost out
From
of Tiger.
Tiger, okay.
Yeah, I want to see the gut.
All right.
Mike Kruzek, the offensive coordinator. What's he get called here?
Gut is just strong side run, but the ghost is a fake reverse. So we'll have a receiver coming around, run the fake reverse just to hold the backside and run the ball strong.
Here comes the move man, Glenn Holt. And right up the gut they go. Nice surge by Corey Ross. Picks up about 8. Corey Ross starting to really pile up some yardage. Brian Savay making a tackle. Tonight's game plan for the Redwoods of California.
Boy, just keep running, Corey, and they've started out on a good track doing that. Corey can make this offense go. Explosive plays in the pass game.
Ross with a little bit of room. One of his tackles really took the brunt of it, number 74. Really got Steve Edwards, and one of the guards really got run up his back.
But with the ability to run the football, go with the play action, get the big plays in the pass game, and third, special teams create some field position for you.
New York Sentinels looking at Simeon Rice.
They actually struggled last week in the punt game quite a bit.
Simeon on Super Bowl 37, winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 35 years old now, play clock winding down. Hit at the Ross, and there's a collision. Did not get the first down. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Brigham Harwell out of UCLA, number 96. Here's a profile of the Redwood. Paul Pelosi, the owner. Denny Green met him, 1-2 the record. 42% of the team has NFL experience.
Yeah, they picked that up since week 1. They made a little adjustment, picked up a few players right after week 1, and they're gaining more and more experience every week. I tell you what, that was a huge stop for this New York team. They're down 7-0 right away, didn't do anything on offense. Come out, 3 and out, get the ball back. Let's make something happen.
Adam Gressel just brought in, veteran University of Pittsburgh, low line drive bouncing kick. And Brian Bonner stays away from it. Hang time of only 2.8 seconds, but he got a nice roll. Picks up a 45-yard punt. 7-0 California, the 25-yard Boyd to Ross TD pass in the opening drive. We'll be back to Giants Stadium right after this. Ted Cottrell's ball club trying to get its first win here in the UFL season. And we're ready for action. Quinn Gray under center. First and 10 from the 20. Barclay, maybe a yard. Take a look at tonight's game plan for the New York Sentinels.
Number 1 is tempo. Get in and out of the huddle so you have a chance over the ball for Quinn Gray to analyze the defense. Barclay needs to make some big plays for him. He's a guy that has the ability to be explosive and get into that secondary on run plays. And then Simeon Rice, go get him, get the quarterback sacks, sack and fumble, create havoc in the backfield so they're not comfortable.
California took the opening drive with 76 yards. Get on the board, 7-0. Barclay trying to get to the edge. He does. Close for a first down. Barclay in the first game against California ran it 13 times for the 17 yards. He picks up 9 right here. That's not a good sign. Right hammy. Anita Marks told you earlier with Brandon Tofield.
Nice job of just directing this away from the strong safety. Runs the ball to the left side. Good job zone blocking. It was an outside zone. Got away from the strong safety, and Thorpe out there as a receiver making a nice little block.
Brandon Tofield.
Hey, 40 for the mic. 40 for the mic.
Who's ailing. Barclay, that's a tough break for him. Play action, Gray with time, got a man there. Tight end gets into California territory. That's Christian Hopkins out of Toledo. Big first down. That's a gain of 20.
Nice little job. Takes his time, comes off the play action, sets his feet nicely. Nice, relaxed throw. The one thing about him is that he has a tendency to just zing everything, throw everything full tilt as hard as he can. This nice little touch. Little corner route by the tight end. Great completion for confidence building.
That's one of the things that coaching staff talked about. They want to get Quinn Gray to a good start. Here's a fine-looking run by LeBrendan Tofield, getting inside the 40, picks up 8. Nice run there with Tang among those in on the tackle.
Obviously, Tofield's healthy enough to play, so he mentally is probably feeling like, you know what? They were starting Barclay over me. Now I got a shot to get back out on the field. I'm going to show what I can do and run this football. Because he originally was the starter week 1 and then got banged up, opened the door for Chris Barclay.
Sets up a second down and 1. Good tackle, loose ball, fumble force. What do we got? California football. Giving it up is Corin Robinson. And a fine defensive play made by Ahmad Trudeau, number 33. Gray was really finding his rhythm there, too.
There, you know, he gets a nice completion. He comes back with a second one, just throwing the hitch out here, sets his feet nicely, delivers the ball. Trudeau just comes up and makes a tackle. Corin's got to just hang on to the football. I mean, that wasn't a big hit. It wasn't a surprise. Tuck that ball away, protect the football at all costs.
Costly turnover. Denny Green's California Redwoods. They're going to take over. Tough break for Ted Cottrell's crew that had moved from its own 20 to get into California territory. Liam Ezekiel makes the recovery. 7-0 Redwoods.
Is charged with a timeout.
So back here, it was what was under review, the catch. And they lose that challenge and lose a timeout.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant. I mean, that's a fumble all the way, no doubt about it. And you waste the timeout in that situation.
4:33 to go here in the first quarter. California leads at 7-0 on a 25-yard pass. Shane Boyd to Corey Ross on the opening possession.
You know, Corey Robinson's a veteran. He's been around a little bit. He knows better than put that ball on the ground that easily. And that's a shame because they had a nice little drive rolling there.
Shackelford and Gabriel. Top of your screen to give it to Corey Ross. Weak side finds a big hole to the 40-yard line. Nice 7-yard pickup. He's brought down there by number 98, Brian Savay.
Yeah, he does a nice job. And watch Simeon Rice on the outside. He stretches him by bouncing and then cuts back up underneath. He created his own space.
Ross 8 carries, 23 yards. There's that end around action again. Trying to get to the end. Oh, nice tackle and a flag coming in. Darian Williams, the strong safety, gets Ross for a 2-yard loss.
Holding offense number 67. That's a 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Spots there, right? Spots there, right?
Matt Lenz, veteran out of Michigan, called for that penalty.
That's what this New York defense needs. A couple negative plays, get them off the field, get the ball back in your quarterback's hands. He's starting to feel a little more comfortable. Moved the ball well last time. Don't let this California team start running it down your throat.
They got a big offensive line with a little running back who can scoot. California lost big in Florida last week, 34-7. We had that game. New York coming in off a bye week. Their most recent game, the 17th of October, they lost to California 24-7. Boyd looking left the entire way. Gets it to his tight end Lowry. To about the 33-yard line. Picks up about 4. Hey fans, make sure you purchase your tickets to the UFL game in your city. To buy individual tickets, visit UFL-football.com, or for group tickets, call 877-UFL-2009 today. Next week, it'll be the Las Vegas Locos against these New York Sentinels at Hofstra University out on Long Island. And big game tomorrow night, Las Vegas at Florida. They'll be playing that at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Next week's game, Las Vegas will have former Giant coach Jim Fossil back in the New York area. Boyd throws to Femi Ayambadejo, and he's close to a first down. 9 yards on that game. Obafemi Ayambadejo out of San Diego State with the Ravens when they won the Super Bowl several years ago.
Nice job here. He's looking up the field. This is what we talk about, patience as a quarter. Looking upfield, doesn't like it, comes down to his check down. Ayambadejo, good hands, nice soft hands, positive gain. The only thing is that Shane Boyd, when he comes to a second read, he's moving forward, and that's going to get him in trouble. He's got to stay, keep his feet a little calm.
Off to a good start. 6 for 6 for 88 yards. First down play. Zipping it in too high. Back the other way we come. Paul Pratt. Interception. There's the turnover that the Sentinels needed. Paul Pratt. He made the first interception in UFL history when he picked off Florida's Brooks Bollinger in the opening night.
This is going to drive Mike Kruzak crazy. He's got the seam post, easy throw, throw it on the inside shoulder. He rushed the throw again, just a little too quick. He threw the ball behind him only because he was really trying to anticipate the throw. Throws behind him. Pratt with the nice hands. He had the first interception, which almost set up a touchdown. Got to the 1 yard line there back in the first game.
Joe West was the intended receiver. So California turned it right back. Here's a quarterback draw. And it looks like Gray was able to get on it. He did. Boy, what a break. And it bounced forward, too, which helped him a little bit.
There's a look at Pratt. Nice job with his hand, just making a nice play. Here, oh my goodness, protect the football. We just had an interception, big turnover. Don't give the ball back.
Cooper forcing that fumble.
Cooper, I'll tell you what, he makes all their big plays, doesn't he? Defensive, look at the strip. Right down there, hits the tip of the ball, knocks it loose.
Second downers and pitch. They go outside to Tofield. Wow, what a collision. Wow. Dominic Patrick unloads. Patrick. Boy, that's how a free safety comes up and makes a play.
You sure he's not a strong safety? Holy mackerel, Patrick coming downhill. Watch the collision. Oh, my goodness. You know what, though? Tofield's just happy to be having the opportunity to carry the ball again and get back out there. You got to be crazy as a running back. Stick your nose. See, as a quarterback, you could just dance out of bounds or slide.
That was a train wreck. Tight end making it catch this time and say he was down. Pick up a 4.
Don't leave me, though.
He got that to Ronnie Gant. Veteran out of Louisville.
Did he come?
Ronnie Prude sliced in from the outside, took his legs out from under him, and he jarred the ball loose a little bit there, but he was down. The ball came out when he hit the ground. But Quinn Gray is actually, I'm kind of getting excited for him. He's looking a lot more comfortable, throwing the ball well. Both quarterbacks in this game have to slow their feet down just a touch.
And both, as you mentioned earlier, you're talking, they both have big arms. No doubt about that. Second down, short drop, man. They're too far. Oh, man, if he just drops it in. He's got Hopkins right down the seam. He might have been able to get 6.
Offside, defense number 96. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Paul Carrington offside, number 96. UFL offensive leaders. How about Bollinger? Start he's had. Biddle with almost 20 yards a catch. And Corey Ross, you've seen a lot of him this evening.
Bollinger's just made it look easy. He just relaxes, takes his reads, gives the ball to the open guy. That's what I says. All I got to do is throw it to the open guy, right? It's finding that open guy. And Brooks does a great job.
4th penalty on California, so it sets up second and very short 1. New York, offset eye. Toss play coming near side. Tofield, they're doing some hitting. They are doing some hitting out there. 1 yard and post the first down. Let's see what kind of spot he got. It's close.
Boy, this is so important for this New York team to get this ball down there and get in the end zone. Can't let another game just slip away from you early on.
New York team scored just 20 points in its 2 games as we have 15 minutes in the books here at Giants Stadium. Sentinels home opener, first of 3 home games. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie, Nita Marks, Cordell Stewart, and the UFL crew on hand. Back with the second quarter right after this. The United Football League One Versus is presented by AOL Fan House. Your sports live here. By USI, Protect, Manage, Grow. By the Children's Miracle Network. And by Levi Water. Better water, better planet. Good look at the George Washington Bridge connecting New Jersey to New York City. California with a 7-0 lead. First play of quarter number 2. And they hand off to Charles Ali out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. He picks up 3 yards. It's his second carry of the season.
Well, nice little third down conversion for him, keeping the drive alive.
Pernell Phillips coming off the field.
Yeah, the guy you pointed out already on defense there, Chris Cooper for California, he is their go-to guy when it comes to making big plays, creating havoc in the backfield.
2 tight end set. They stretch it coming near side. Brendan Tofield. There's some hardcore hit going on, folks. 1 yard gain. The tempers already fraying at the edges to see Liam Ezekiel, number 44, coming out of the pile. And
it looked like Cooper to me coming off the backside and tracking that thing down. And like I said, he's the guy that's going to strip the ball or get the hits on the quarterback. Now, there's a good look at Ezekiel in the middle linebacker position. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. He's just happy to be back out on the field and have this opportunity. He sat out of football last year.
Hey, 44 to Mike.
Thorpe goes top of your screen. Play clock winding down. 3, 2, 1. He doesn't see it. Doesn't get it off.
Calling timeout.
Ted said he was. Ted
I
Cottrell.
was calling it. I was yelling it.
Delay, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Huddle up.
He's not going to catch the break. Let's check in the sidelines with Anita Marks.
And guys, Chris Barkley, as we spoke to him earlier on in the game, really excited for his opportunity to start tonight. Unfortunately, right hamstring injury. He's icing it right now. His offensive linemen have been consoling him for the past 5 minutes because he's just so disappointed. As we know, Brandon Tofield is dealing with an AC joint separation, but now he's the starter.
All right, Anita, thank you very much. That is a tough break. That sideline report brought to you by AOL Fan House. For more inside information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Barkley, boy, that is a bummer.
It really is. When you're the backup, you've earned the opportunity to become the starter and get this opportunity. You want to take advantage of it. And he started out over 4 yards a carry, looking good. And now the guy, the beneficiary is Tofield. Get a chance to get back in there and let's test out how strong that shoulder really is. I believe he was 100% healthy. Otherwise, he would have been ready to roll as the backup.
First quarter, California 111 total yards, New York 67. Great a throw. And the catch. He had to look it in twice. You see that? He had. Do I have it? Yeah, I do have it. I do have it. That's an 11-yard pickup. I believe him about 4 yards shy of a first down.
Kerfonso Thorpe pulling that one in. Kerfonso's got he's the type of guy that can be the big play guy for them offensively. He has dropped a few in the past. He double clutched that one. The one before was to Steve Sanders, just a little behind him, and that ball found the ground. Come up short on third down, trying to field goal.
Peter Check at Wagner College, 2 for 3 on the season. Field goal attempt, little draw shot. Did he get it in? He did. And that field goal brought to you by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, where you're going to like the way you look. So the New York Sentinels are on the board, a 36-yard field goal by Check. It's 7-3 New York, trailing California here at Giant Stadium. Redwoods lead the Sentinels by 4 here early on in the second quarter. Giant Stadium. Shane Boyd about to come back out on the field. He's off to a strong start here tonight. Let's look at your scoring drive. Brought to you by Title Sports Drink. title thirsts for it. The delay of game penalty was really costly. They do get points off of turnovers. Off the turnover, fumble.
It just created a third and extra long situation. They had a nice completion, but come up short of the first down and settle for the field goal because of the penalty.
Check kicking off. B.J. Sams at the 8. Uses his wedge, runs into his own man. California will put it in play at the 24-yard line, an 18-yard return. Shane Boyd, good start here tonight.
Absolutely. Great start. Throwing the ball up the field. Everything's positive yards. Steps up, gets the extra rusher to come and dumps it. It really would have been a hot situation. Recognizes it, dumps it to Corey. He threw the interception only because he locked into the receiver, and because he locked in, I think he anticipated the throw a little too much. He relaxes and puts his eyes upfield on the free safety on that throw. The timing will be better. I think he's rushed a couple of throws where he's had an opportunity to put it in there.
Good start nonetheless, 6 for 7. I think they're going to come back to that slant.
Oh, absolutely. And they're getting a good rotation of the coverage to set that throw up.
Motion man is Sonny Shackelford. Play fake coming from the backside. Here's some running room down the sideline. That's Shackelford. First down, across the 40 to about the 42. Picks up 18.
What I'm talking about rotation of coverage is they motion over to 3-by-1 or in a 3 with an individual. Here's a look at the bootleg. Shackelford just comes around. Simeon can't make the play, on the misdirection, and it's an easy completion for your quarterback. But when you get that rotation of the coverage, like I was talking about in a 3-by-1 set, the individual receiver runs on that skinny post, and that's what they're looking for in the offense.
Shackelford, 10th catch of the season. Corey Ross.
It's over. Hey, it's over, guys. Hey.
They're getting after it. Tyler Llewellyn on one of the linebackers. That's Leon Williams out of Miami.
Spike?
Just in general, the hitting has been excellent in the first quarter. I mean, there's been some blow-up collisions on run plays, filling, you name it, linebackers and fullbacks, tackles and DNs, corners coming up and making big hits.
It's been good. It's been real good. Played almost 4 minutes here in the second quarter. It's the same play they just ran. And a completion for first down. And that's a D15. 11 yards on the pickup. Battle threw down the receiver. That's Joe West.
After the play, personal foul, number 27 on the defense. Late hit out of bounds, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Trey Battle from Georgia costs his team some yardage.
Coming all the way across the field. Now, the last couple naked bootlegs, they've been able to dump it in the flat right now. That got taken away this time. Nice patience by Shane Boyd, waiting for the crosser, which in this case was Joe West. Another nice completion. He looks a lot more comfortable tonight. And that's great balance. Can you get any better than that?
Right on the money. 29-yard line here for California. 7-3 lead. Got on the board first. Boyd to Ross for 25 yards. New York and a 36-yard field goal from Peter Check. Ross backside wide open. Down to the 20-yard line. Picks up 9. Boy, that search play is so he is so good at that.
That is a power O designed to go front side. This is usually a front side A gap, which means a guard center guy. Usually he's going to hit on the front side, but he sees everything collapse, boom, puts a foot in the ground, comes backside. Nice little gain on the play. And that's vision and quickness.
10 carries, 49 yards for Corey Ross, the leading rusher in the UFL.
5-3, chip.
Lowry, tight end in motion. Opens up again. Carries Paul Pratt with him. Another nice game. Picks up 4 for Corey Ross. It's California in the Motorola Red Zone. Introducing Motorola Click with MotoBlur. First phone with social skills. Available exclusively at T-Mobile.
Paul Pratt's making a few too many tackles for a corner. He's getting involved. He's got himself a nice interception, though.
I don't think he's liking the fact that Corey Ross is getting to the second level, third level quickly.
That easily and that quickly with that kind of momentum.
You got West and Shackelford, top of your screen. Shackelford in the slot. They like this play, and boy, a big quarterback had nobody to throw to. He did have Corey Ross in the end zone. Chose not to throw, picks up a yard.
You know, when you run a naked bootleg, you go away from the athlete. Simeon's on the far side to the top of the screen, so we're running away from the athlete way up top. But this time, nice job in coverage. Everything's wrapped up. Good decision. Take the ball, get out of bounds, live for another down.
Tyler Llewellyn picked up for Simeon Rice this time. The first three times he was running free.
Yeah, and he's chasing, though. And you run naked bootlegs, you don't want to run into an athlete.
Play clock was winding down. So California will burn the timeout as opposed to giving up the yardage. 9:04 to go, second quarter. California threatening again. We'll see what Mike Kruzik and company come up with when we return. This is the UFL on Versus. Dave Sims along with Doug Flutie, Anita Marks, and Cordell Stewart in our UFL crew. Ted Kittrell, his New York Sentinels against Denny Green's
Here we go.
California Redwoods. And this drive by California is a good-looking drive. 6 plays, 58 yards in 3.5 minutes, and 31 of those yards on the ground to Corey Ross.
Saw Simeon Rice getting in his track stance, ready to rush the quarterback. Keep an eye on Corey Ross working the middle of the field against a linebacker.
And the shotgun backing his way inside the 10. It'll be a nice pickup by Sonny Shackle for the gain of 7.
They brought the jerk route underneath, which means he's got an option to work on that backer. That was Shackelford coming into the middle, and he decided to sit it back down on the front side. He just comes right underneath, into the middle, reads the zone, sits it down. Give me the ball. And please keep it a little bit low and let me catch it in there.
And Leon Williams with the tackle. You got Corey Ross, the big back. Play clock at 3, 2, 1. Just got it off. Slant inside. Collision. The ball loose. And that was number 27, Trey Battle.
He sees press coverage, goes to the check that he wants to make, and then he decides on the slant route. Boom, that ball's there. Here comes the safety closing. You know, it's a cut, what we call quarters coverage across the board, and the safety reads it and covers on a downhill motion down by the goal line. So he just reads it. He's got no ground. He doesn't have to back up.
Parker Douglas out of South Dakota State for the 27-yard field goal, and he nails it.
Hey, it's over.
Referee's breaking up action. Fraying at the edges almost from the get-go here at Giant Stadium. High emotions here. California 1-2, New York 0-2. California making it a touchdown lead. 8:09 to go in the second. California Redwoods with a 10-3 lead. Parker Douglas adding a 27-yard field goal. We are getting close to Halloween.
They're enjoying themselves.
A couple of days from now.
They're starting early.
I like this formation. Steve Sanders back. He's at a Bowling Green. Big receiver, 6'3", 205. I like the way they spread out here.
It makes it difficult to find who your responsibility is.
Sanders about the 8-yard line. Tall, rangy receiver finds a gap. They try to pull up the ball. He's a big target. They knock him down at about the 38-yard line, a 29-yard return. Let's go down to Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, guys. Pernell Phillips. He has a right foot that's sprained. He's doubtful for coming back in. They carted him off the field, so we don't know for sure if he's coming back. But yet he's backing up Jason Stewart and Chris Cooper, and we know, Doug, that backups are very important in this league. So if we have the opportunity to get him back, I'm more sure he'll be happy. But he's doubtful for the rest of the game.
Pernell Phillips, D tackle for California. Thank you, Cordell. Good starting position here. Toefield across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
It's over, easy, guys.
Again, get back to basics, run the football a little bit here. They're in a 2 tight end formation. which tends to balance off the defense. And then as a quarterback, you go to the line of scrimmage and do what's called check with me. You run to the, it depends if you're going to run inside or outside, but either to a bubble or away from force to go outside. And there's the balanced formation. 2 tight ends, 2 flankers. Take a look at the rotation of coverage and run the football.
Toefield in there because Chris Barkley, who's the usual backup guy, got hurt. Here's an end around, and that's going nowhere. Warren Robinson taking a lot of punishment for his efforts. Nice defensive stand. 9 yards on the loss. Dontarius Thomas out of Auburn with the tackle.
You don't run naked bootlegs, and you don't run reverses into the athlete. And Dontarius Thomas is an athlete. He comes upfield, does a great job of staying home. Warren Robinson just doesn't have a chance.
Talking about not having a chance, Charles Davis, the tight end, had no chance because of that quick reaction by Thomas.
You're hoping that the fake draws him up underneath.
Gray outside, he gets Robinson, breaks the tackle, stays in bounds. Now there's some punishment taken there. That is a punishing hit. 9 yards, as looks like it is. Middle linebacker Liam Ezekiel comes over, aiding Brandon Harrison on that stop. 10-3 California. Let's check in with Anita Marks.
That's right. We're here with Simeon Rice. Listen, this defense is really keeping this team in the game. You guys have been able to hold them to 3 as opposed to 7, and you already have an interception on the night.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We just got to keep playing.
They got to keep on playing, and sure enough, defense head back out onto the field, guys.
All right, Anita, thank you. Here's a punt by Player. Backs up Sams inside the 10, going to bring it out. Gets it maybe to the 18-yard line. That'll do it. A 51-yard punt. 10 yards on the return. So Shane Boyd and the California Redwoods, they take over again. Plenty of time left here in the second quarter. They're going to look at a nice long drive, kill some clock, and get 6 on the board.
Slide. X double read. I can see 84, but I can't see the rest of it.
It's Ted Cottrell.
Sell it.
X double read is an option route by X, or actually the double read is kind of a double move 18-yard curl route. Get up the field, so it should be play action, and this ball could be going upfield on a deep curl route.
Glenn Holt at the top of the screen. Play action, deep drop, some time. Holt, the man, can't get it. No flags. No flags. Covering is Terrell Mays, San Diego State, with the Ravens a couple of years ago.
This could be close to an interference call. It's great coverage by Mays. Staying with him. Boom, put your foot in the ground. The ball's by him. It's thrown a little too far to the inside for Holt to get to. Nice coverage on the play by Mays.
California working from its own 18-yard line. Mays played a couple years in Arena Football League with the LA Avengers. Corey Ross to the 19. Picks up 1. At the end of tonight's game, we're going to select the StubHub fan favorite play of the game. StubHub. Fans buy and sell tickets. Big changes here in the offense.
Let's go. Hold them up. Hold them up. Hold them up.
Wide out, the tight end out.
And New York's defense doing a nice job, especially the linebacker group, getting up tight and stuffing the run a little bit, creating these third and long situations.
3 receivers would be to Boyd's left. Over the middle to Corey Ross, 25-yard line. Had to get to the 28, so he's 3 yards shy of the first down, a 7-yard pickup. Just what New York needed. A touchdown to get a 3 and out.
That's Leon Williams. He's new to the team. He's been with Cleveland, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay. They picked up a couple of guys that had some NFL experience this week, and that's not an easy job right there. Staying with Corey Ross in the pass game and coming up making a sure tackle keeps him short of the first down.
Adam Gressel. Ryan Bonner back to get this punt. Oh, that's a good one. That is a beauty. Backs up Bonner, 14-yard line. Looking for a room. Never really got it in high gear. Gets it to the 28-yard line. 57-yard punt, 14 yards on the return, a 4.09 hang time. California with this one-score lead. It's 10-3 Redwoods. Times Square from above, a beautiful sight in New York City, just across the river to the east of where we are here at Giant Stadium. Let's go downstairs, sidelines now, and Anita Marks.
Guys, before we were so rudely interrupted just because the defense had to take the field, as I said, Simeon, you know, you guys are keeping this ball club in the game. You took the field, you held them to 3 and out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game. You know, we playing with what we have. We try to make something happen. So this is football in its most purest sense.
Well, I know your game plan.
Man, out of back and forth, fourth quarters, we'll see where we are. But this is the way this game plays. It's a war of attrition.
I know your main goal is to stop Corey Rice. Are you happy with your progress so far?
You can't be happy. You know what I mean? This game is going to continue to go and progress. We just got to stay in the moment. That moment is important.
He's got to stay in the moment, guys.
All right, thank you, Nita. Corey Ross on the sideline. He's had a fine game here. Main cog in the running game for California. Meanwhile, New York trying to get something going here in the final 3.5. Flags all over the place. Gray throws, completes. Gets it out to Steve Sanders, his first catch of the night, a 7-yard gain.
Is that the same Simeon Rice we talked to the other day?
He was more focused here on the game. Yeah. It's not a conversational mood.
Offside, 95 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Roderick Green offside.
Very soft-spoken on the sideline, you know, focused about his business. He's got to go out of the field and do his job.
But yesterday he was selling it hard.
He was selling hard.
He did a good job. Talking about the whys and wherefores of his defensive unit, about how hey, I want to get back in the league, trying to show myself, show by example. He does a good job, we're told, by Don Blackman, the defensive coordinator. You see him working on the sideline with some of his other D-line mates, showing him some techniques. Here's Gray. Nice, almost a completion. Looked like he had made the catch to tight end Ronnie Gant. Covering on to play Dontarius Thomas.
Dontarius is athletic and stays with Ronnie pretty good, but boy, I think he could have pulled this sucker in. But he does, you know, this is one thing, Quinn, he turns, he finds his receiver, and he's going to number 1 right now. Actually, it wasn't a bad throw. He could have gotten it out in front of him. See if he got both hands on this ball. Bring that one in. I think he brings that one in. Dontarius is there, but he doesn't touch the ball. Ronnie Ginn had a chance to see it the whole way. You need that catch.
New York 1 for 4 on third down conversions. In trouble. Down he goes. First sack of the night by California. 6 yards on that loss. Here's 93 Chris Cooper getting up, and that sack by Chris Cooper is presented by AOL Fan House.
Or just a great push by the defensive front. Just collapsing the pocket in his lap.
He did a good job.
Yeah, it just, you know, the one thing I will say is that Quinn's coming back looking to one side of the field and just staying on that guy and hoping he's the guy that gets open.
Scott Player just got it off. DJ Sams runs up to get it about the 38-yard line. Can't beat the first wave. Low kick. 3.02 hang time. 35 yards and a 2-yard return. 2:34 left here in the second quarter. We saw Cooper with a sack last year. Nebraska Omaha.
Yeah. That sack basically, I think, was set up by Earl Cochran. He was number 98, pushing the pocket and really just put his guard back in the quarterback's lap so he couldn't step into the throw.
California comes right out and lines up, ready to go. Both teams, 2 times out remaining, and the 2-minute warning. On the draw, good block. Sets up Corey Ross. How about the block that sprung him for 13 yards? First down, California. Ross going to come out.
Nice little draw action out of the shotgun. Great block.
Tyler Llewellyn, fabulous block, number 77.
Simeon's on the backside. I'll tell you what, they're staying away from this. Just the tight end Lowry working on Simeon. Simeon's on the backside of the play. When you're running the ball, run away from Simeon. Is that what we're seeing? Or on the bootlegs? Usually when you have an athletic guy, you want to run at the guy and roll away from him.
And it's been working very well tonight for California. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter, looking to add to that 10-3 lead. Denny Green's California Redwoods, a 10-3 lead. Let's listen in on the call of the game, brought to you by Motorola.
They run the Sam off. That's how we were so wide open. They run 2 linebackers.
Right.
It don't matter because
well, the backer was supposed to be coming to cover the back, but allegedly.
And here's Corey Ross sneaking out.
He says allegedly because you're only allowed to bring 5. 6 come, but supposedly as a reaction to the back blocking, Corey bluffs the block, releases both linebackers blitz. Corey Ross touchdown. Allegedly.
Yeah, I like the way he said that.
Nice little first half for Corey.
Trying to get another score here. Here's Ross. Well, he did well to pick up that yardage. Picks up 3. Well earned.
You know, we were listening
on the stop.
Listening to Don Blackman a little bit there in the commercial. He's the defense coordinator for New York, and they've done an excellent job of controlling California so far. I mean, you know, they got to come with one more big stop here before the half to keep it a 1-score game. But they've done their job. It's the New York offense has got to pick it up.
Well, Ross had 121 yards last time he faced off against New York. He's got 52 right now. Boyd gonna run it. He's got the first down and a lot more. Nice gain of 16 yards by Shane Boyd. Quarterback for California. First down, Redwoods. Glenn Holt with a good block, one of the wideouts.
This is the dimension he brings now. He drops back, sees a little crease, stepping up, stepping forward. This is what I said, though. When he's going to his read, he always moves forward, always moving forward. And then all of a sudden there, he decides to take off. But if he's coming to a secondary or third receiver, that can hurt you. But that's what he brings, athleticism at the quarterback position.
Glenn Holt, number 15, slowed up Leon Williams for a touch. Corey Ross inside the 25, about the 23, picks up 4. Brian Savay, number 98, on the stop.
Now, the other aspect of this drive is milk the clock and score at the end of the half. They're working the clock, mixing in the run.
5-3.
Double wides, both sides. They go to Ross out of the backfield. That's another first down. They beat Leon Williams. And that's a good catch. So keep the chains moving. That's a 7-yard pickup.
Where they just clear everybody out with 4 verticals, bring Corey under, working on the middle linebacker. That's like stealing.
They're going to review that. California really be in charge here. If they got a touchdown,
that's their
make this a
second timeout
2-score game.
That's a 30-second timeout.
We've seen plenty of Florida in the early going in the UFL, but they've been able to do that late in the first half. Timeout presented by Levi. Don Blackman, defensive coordinator.
It's first down.
Outstanding linebacker. New England Patriots 20 years ago.
I was playing with Donnie on that team at that time, and Donnie had a neck injury and became one of our assistant coaches.
Hey, no field goals, fucking touchdowns.
And he's been coaching since. Loves it. He and Ted, 2 great defensive minds.
That's right. That's right. Hey, hold him longer. Hold it a little bit longer.
10-3 California. Ball is at the 16-yard line.
Let me come up on this.
They've done a good job containing Simeon Rice. 1 sack on the season. He's gotten close. A couple of tackles, and he's put some pressure on Boyd. Great detail. Ross empty. Quarterback draw. It opens up big time to the left. Good cut by Boyd. Inside the 5. He's got a first down. First and goal. 12 yards on the run. Well, he sold an outside leg to the on-charging defensive back, and it took it inside, picked up a few more yards.
He likes tucking it under, I think. He loves being the athlete. Corey Ross motions out, pulls a linebacker out of there. There's nothing in the middle. Holt with a beautiful block up top, maybe holding on the jersey a little bit and watching a little too much. Stay focused on your block. Stay with it. Finish with your guy.
One of the safeties came up and threw a no-hitter after that move. Trey Battle.
Going for the knockout shot?
Yeah. So what kind of action do you look for here? You got Mike Krusick, the offensive coordinator for California. He's got wide side of the field to the
Let's go, gun. Rock it right, Roy.
They still have a timeout. Anything goes.
Take your switch. Gun, rock it right, long, Roy. Quarterback brush.
You want to go the other way with your motion.
You say quarterback brush?
Wide side.
If you
Okay.
said quarterback brush, brush is a code word
One more timeout. We have one more
for draw. So it would be a quarterback draw again.
First and goal at the 5. You're in Motorola red zone, California.
53.
You got Holton West, top of your screen. Gabriel with the hair down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're motion Corey out again to set up the draw.
Looking for some room, and he's in. Shane Boyd, touchdown for California. 16-3 Redwoods. That worked right on time.
This is nice patience. Watch the patience on the run. Starts up in there. It's not real clean. Duck behind your offensive line. Find a little crease. Get in the end zone. And he set up this whole drive with Shane Boyd's legs.
One of the things that all the coaches talked about this California team, such a big offensive line, and he made it happen. There's Parker Douglas, point after. It's up and good. So the New York Sentinels in deep trouble here. 26 seconds to go in the first half. Shane Boyd, a 5-yard run.
Done a nice job with Shane tonight, putting him on the move on the bootlegs, running some quarterback draws. He had one scramble on his own where he took off for a nice run, and he got comfortable early throwing a football. He did have a pick, but it wasn't a bad decision. It was just an errant throw. So he's had a nice little half.
Thrown for TD to Ross to open up the scoring, and now he's run for one to open up a 14-point lead. Shane Boyd with his first rushing touchdown.
Ted's got to get his offense cranked up. Defensively, I think they've played all right. They've contained California, but because they keep giving them the ball back, eventually they get the points on the board.
Corey Ross going to workhorse through the first 29 minutes and change here at Giants Stadium. His first touchdown reception. We look at Parker Douglas. Deep to receive, Steve Sanders. They really need a big return. New York has one timeout remaining.
You get out in a decent field position, get out near the 40 or something. Maybe you take a couple shots to get into field goal range, but other than that, you're going to be kneeling down.
California's got 231 yards total offense. Tight end's going to bring it up. That's Charles Davis. And he's at a 39-yard line with 21 seconds to go. How about this total yards number? At 231 for California, 80 for New York. Make sure you purchase your tickets to the UFL game in your city. Get your individual tickets by visiting UFL-football.com or calling for group tickets at 877-UFL 2009 today. And don't forget, we're at Hofstra University on Hempstead, Long Island, New York next week. Jim Fossil and the Las Vegas Locos take on this New York Sentinels. Downfield and open, a first down and more to Thorpe. And covering on the play is Dominic Patrick. That's a 19-yard completion.
There's a nice touch on the ball by Quinn there. He didn't drill that one. Lofted over the rolled up corner's head between the safety and the corner out there on the sideline. You're in that range now. 14 seconds. You got 2 offensive plays probably before you have to attempt a field goal. Another 10 yards, they're in field goal range.
Peter Check's long field goal this season is 42 yards. They get it to the tight end who runs out of bounds. Gent stops the clock with 8 seconds to go, gain of 8.
Another very good decision. Dump the ball off. You had time. You're realizing that, look, a touchdown's probably out of the question. We're just looking for 10 yards. Let's get a few yards more, and we're in field goal range. Right now, it's only a 51-yarder. So a little 5-yard gain would be huge. And there is a timeout, so you can use the whole field.
I'm right here beside him.
See what they do. This will have to be quick with 8 seconds to go. Get it outside and out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. 5-yard gain to Thorpe. They'll bring on Peter Check. 3rd catch tonight by Kerfonso Thorpe out of Florida State.
I feel like I'm back in the 60s or 70s with that face mask.
Mark Mosley's another guy that used to wear the single bar with the Redskins. Mark Mosley.
But this will be encouraging now. If New York can get this through. Great job with only 20 seconds on the clock, getting into field goal range.
This is from 45 yards out. Peter Check, he's already hit from 36. He said, "I got blocked." You can hear it. Somebody got a piece of it. Plus, there's a penalty flag on the play. Earl Cochran, number 98. He's 6'5". Was able to knock that down, get a piece of it.
It's in the area of probably too many players on the defense, or it's a call from way back under the uprights.
Before the kick occurred, California called a timeout. That's their 3rd and final timeout of the count. Please put 3 seconds back on the game clock. That's a 30-second timeout.
Boy, that's a break for New York.
They probably had too many men on the field.
Yep.
The coaches yelled for a timeout, got the timeout before the penalty, but they blocked the kick. But then the penalty would have been marked off anyway. So
with 3 seconds to go.
What it means is they get their line bag up and try it again.
So Cantrell's club gets a break. They'll line up again. Jared Witkowski will snap it. He was with the Steelers in February when they won a Super Bowl. Motorcycle accident since then. He got cut. Here he is in the UFL. And that's going to have to draw and hurry. And it did. Peter Check from 45 yards out. Puts a 3 on the board for the New York Sentinels. And it's 17-6 here at halftime. Ted Cottrell's ball club at 0-2. California, coached by Denny Green's at 1-2. Very important game as everybody in the UFL is chasing the Florida Tuskers. Will take on, they'll host Las Vegas tomorrow. So the only 2 scores tonight. Check with field goals from 36 and 45 tonight. We're at halftime at Giant Stadium. 17-6, California. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're at Giant Stadium. First UFL game here as the New York Sentinels play their home opener, looking for win number 1 in this premier season of the United Football League. Let's listen in.
Great job. All right, the outside. Now we got to go. We got to check. And then now we got to get in the flank every now and then just to give them a mix up so we can run the naked. All right. We're also going to run the naked out of the deuce. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we run.
Wes Chandler, the offensive coordinator for the New York Sentinels. Let's check in with Cordell Stewart.
I'm here with the quarterback, Shane Boyd of the Redwoods. Shane, you had an outstanding start compared to last week. 11 of 14, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. INT on morning show that we wish we could have back. Tell us, how do you feel out there in the first half?
I felt good. I mean, it's good to just put a good half of football together. You know, but this is a 4-quarter game, and we started out fast like this before, but we gotta put a second half together. Defense got some stops, and you know, the defense is playing well. So I mean, they've only allowed 6 points, and defense is up the first at the halftime. So we just got to keep it going.
Well, you had the opportunity to run the ball a few times. Tell us about the quarterback draws you've had.
I mean, I just, I'm able to run. When things break down or when they make a cover sack, because, they're playing good defense in the secondary, sometimes I got to tuck and run. So, and that also kills the defense sometimes when they make a good cover sack and then the quarterback comes spitting out. So it's just something, just to move the chains is the goal, to move the chains any way to keep our defense off the field and keep their defense on the field.
Right. Being that you had a good first half, what do you want to do in the second half to keep this thing going? What you think you need to do?
Just repeat it. Continue to run our offense, continue to run the ball. We're running the ball well, and we need to control the ball. Like I said, we got to stay on the field and continue to wear them down. I mean, they can't score points if their offense ain't on the field. So we got to stay on the field, continue to move the ball, and just continue to do what we've been doing. Don't do nothing different that we've been doing. They're going to make their adjustments, but we got to continue to execute. It doesn't matter what's called. As long as we execute, we'll be all right.
Thanks, Shane. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, Cordell, thank you. Good half for Shane Boyd, 11 for 14, 132, 111 yards, and a touchdown and a running score. Let's listen in again over in the New York side of things.
Okay, so we're going to max it up there. We're going to run the 7 of the safety because he's down to that side. Tight end, be alert now. If you get Tampa 2, what are you going to do? I got the tackle. Okay. All right. Drag and toss. We'll come back to it. Drag and toss is going to be good for us, okay? Run it out of dice. And then we're just going to run that dragon out of the deuce, the drag and toss out of the dice. All right? All right. 786 cloud, that post. All right, we're going to run that one too. Okay? But now, in order for us to get to the play
Wes Chandler, the offensive coordinator for New York. What a great receiver he was at the University of Florida and with San Diego. Shane Boyd having a fine first half at 17-6, California. California bidding for its second win of the season. New York looking for its first win at 17-6 Redwoods over the Sentinels here at Giant Stadium. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie with you in the first half. California looked good tonight.
Yeah, real solid, and Shane Boyd's carried them running and throwing. A couple nice throws early, set him up by just some completion balls, then throwing the ball at the field, and then the last drive using his legs. And, of course, Corey Ross carrying the football.
It's nice when you got a big offensive line and a running back they can't find. He's running free a lot of this first half. He did a heck of a job as we reviewed some of the first half highlights. How about Lowry got into the action early?
Yeah, it was a couple of easy throws at first, but this was the most impressive throw. On the numbers on an in route, Corey Ross gets turned free with a double blitz on the weak side, which is actually illegal, and then having a little fun in the end zone. But it's just the comfort in which he came out and started throwing the football. Created a turnover, right back, giving the ball right back. That was the one ball that I felt he tried to anticipate a little too quickly, threw the ball early, and got into trouble on it.
Both teams a couple of field goals. You saw New York, Peter Check, California, and then on the draw, how about Ross here? Very impressive. He was racking up close to 60 yards running in the first half, and then the quarterback draw proved to be very effective, and that was Mike Kruzik had this one dialed in.
Yeah, Mike did a nice job of milking the clock, ran a couple of runs, the quarterback draws to finish it off, but New York came back and got the field goal right before the half. Very impressive. Gray, a couple nice completions, and got a little momentum back by getting that field goal just before the end of the half.
They really needed it. They're going to have to try to continue that into the second half. What do you look for from Gray in the second half?
I think keeping your feet settled, they have some opportunities there. He's throwing the ball. He needs to slow his feet down just a touch, get off that first receiver, go to the second receiver. If they don't get it done early in the third quarter, potential quarterback change.
It wouldn't surprise me as we look at some of the first half stats here in our first 30 minutes here at Giant Stadium. First downs, 12-6. Rushing, Corey Ross having a night, huh? 99 yards.
And he's so quick and elusive. And then at the end of his runs, he finishes with power. He lowers his shoulder, gets a couple extra yards. Time possession, I don't pay a lot of time. Time possession's what it is, whatever. If you score in one play 80 yards and it took 10 seconds, who cares? But the turnovers, you got to be careful about turning the ball over. California's doing what they want to do offensively.
That they are. Final preps for the second half here at Giant Stadium. We'll have the second half kickoff right after this. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Wilson Sporting Goods, the official football of the UFL. By Rogers Athletics, power, skill, victory. By Riddell, what's your sport? And by Cutter's Gloves, no other glove performs like this. Splendor of Times Square across the river in Manhattan, and we take inside this Sentinels locker room. Ted Kittrell was the defensive mind, giving his team a piece of his mind.
I look out there on the field. I see guys just flying up the field. Situational football, man. Use your head. He jumps inside, it's draw. In the down. When he does that, it's pass.
Never a good sign when the big man slams down the dry erase.
It's a simple game. If the back steps inside, it's draw. If he steps to the outside, he's running the pass right, it's pass, right? Simple.
Should be.
What he's complaining about is guys just flying up the field. All of a sudden, it's a run inside, and they're out of position and getting kicked out. And Ted, I was with him in Buffalo. I love him as a defensive coordinator. Actually, I thought his defense has done an okay job today.
17-6. We look at snapper Jared Kowski. Played at the Steelers. It's amazing. He's playing in the Super Bowl.
It's amazing how many guys across the league have been in Super Bowls,
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVPs, you name it.
Simeon Rice won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, Super Bowl 37. Remaining schedule, we're at the midpoint of this UFL Premier season. And coming up, Las Vegas, New York, we will have that for you. Coming up next week from Hofstra, and then we'll be in Hartford, Rensselaer Field, home of the University of Connecticut Huskies for the Florida matchup against this New York ball club. Then we'll be out in San Francisco on the 19th, and then the championship game. Got the New York-Las Vegas game on HDNet, and then championship game from Las Vegas. That'll be the Friday, right after, the day after Thanksgiving.
That Florida team is strong. They've shown it so far. The game tomorrow night, with Vegas is a showdown of the top two teams right now, and we have them again later on. They are just getting stronger and stronger as each week goes by.
And they picked up receiver Kerry Colbert. And let's check in right now with Cordell Stewart, standing by with Chris Cooper.
I'm here with Chris Cooper. Chris, you guys started off very well. What do you guys need to do in the second half to keep it going?
We need to finish this game. We need to come out and do what we did in the first half and keep them out of the end zone. And our offense keeps scoring the way they do. We'll pull this one out.
Well, this unit here can't score points in the second half. That's what they've shown so far up until this point. What do you guys need to do to make sure that doesn't happen tonight?
Play our defense out we have been over the past couple of weeks. I mean, our defense has been playing some real good ball. So if we keep playing the way we do, we'll keep them out. We'll win this game.
Thanks, Chris. Back to you guys.
Chris Cooper from the Division II Nebraska Omaha Mavericks. Been with Oakland, Dallas, San Francisco, Seattle, and Arizona. Thanks, Cordell.
Cooper's one of those guys that talked about unfinished business, coming into this league. He had some injury issues, plantar fasciitis in his foot, and got cut from a team when he felt like, geez, I could have had an opportunity if I were on the field to make that. And now he's trying to get back healthy. He's showing that he's healthy. He's playing great football. We've seen him in D-line. He's the guy on that defensive line that's made big plays for them, whether it's sacks, strip fumbles, you name it.
Cooper 6'5", 285. He's 32 years old. Boyd warming up here.
He's had his best half of football.
Yes, he has. And that was, as we talked to both teams, getting a quick rhythm and and maintaining the rhythm with the quarterbacks was paramount for both teams.
Really is. And coming out here in the beginning of the second half, New York will get the ball. They have not scored a point in the second half so far this year. 2 games, no point. They need to establish something right. They come down, just get a field goal. It's a 1-score game. So they're right there. They've played a good game defensively. There's a shot of Simeon Rice. He's doing his job on defense, so keeping him in the ball game until this offense gets going, and it's time for the offense to crank it up now.
There's John David Washington, his dad, Academy Award winner Denzel Washington. He's here at Giant Stadium. Good kick, hit off the face mask, and now they're going to bring it out. Tyrone Gross was the one that brought it out after it hit off the face mask of Steve Sanders.
That's great awareness. Great awareness by Gross.
There's Denzel Washington on your right.
What's that hat he has on? What is that? People, I'm a Red Sox fan, all right?
You good,
the season is over already, okay? The season's done. There's no more games being played.
Denzel back here in New York. There's John David. Got a touchdown against this New York ball club in their first meeting. We're starting position for either team tonight. This is going to be from inside the 15, 14-yard line. Gray outside. He's got it to Thorpe. Thorpe run out of bounds after picking up 6. Slot receiver fell down.
I was afraid the ball was going to get thrown to the slot, and he slipped and fell. I held my breath, but the ball was going outside to Thorpe. Thorpe is a big play guy. Now, you know, he has the opportunity to make those downfield plays, and those numbers for Quinn Gray are excellent.
Fourth catch by Thorpe tonight. He had 4 catches against California. 31 yards in the first meeting.
They just have to finish their drives. They picked up a couple of field goals. Finish these drives.
These two teams met in San Francisco October 17th. California winning 24-7. And wow, how about that defensive surge? 3-yard loss. That was some strong play. Jason
Watch Kristen Hopkins miss, just totally fan the block coming across the backside. That's number 6. That's Carlton Metter getting beat inside as well at left guard. That's just a jailbreak.
Well, they overran him.
Jason Stewart coming through.
Jason Stewart out of Fresno State, 6'1", 320. Sets up a 3rd and 6. He's got 2 receivers to his left. He comes back to the right side, short to get, and he's going to be denied a first down. They run him out of bounds. Ronnie Gent picks up 4, and that's his 3rd catch tonight. That'll bring on the punt team.
If the ball's thrown out on the front side shoulder, maybe Ronnie catches it on the move, turns his shoulder square up the field, and maybe gets an opportunity at the first down. But that's a little cautious right there. You needed to come out and really put a drive together.
4th punt coming up here for Scott Player. B.J. Sams back to get it.
Let him go, let him go, let him go, hey!
Sams at the 34. Oh, boy, good move. Picks up an alley. That one step to the right freed him. That's a 12-yard return on a 42-yard punt. Hang time not great at 3.8 seconds. Jared Witkowski,
the reason this move works, he's looking to the returns out to the field. He just gives up on it in a hurry. Pratt fans, and he's north and south. Great job by BJ. Turning it up.
Nice work.
He wanted to try to get out to the right to his return, and he said, "Up, abort."
Yeah, he looked like he was going to pick up a wall there. Here's Corey Ross bouncing it and taken down. Let's review the game plan, the game-wear game plan for California.
Corey's run the ball well. Explosive plays in the pass game, not so much more with Boyd's legs, but he has completed and completed a high percentage of passes, and the punt game's gotten a little better.
Come on. What do you have?
But the key there is his completion percentage is way up. And he drilled an in route early in this game. I believe it was Joe West that caught it on the fly where he just stuck it in his chest. So he's very comfortable tonight throwing the football.
Corey to make that Shane Boyd. Another completion. To Ross. First down to the 40. 13 yards on the pickup. So 13 yards. How about the numbers here? 12 out of 15 for 145 for Shane Boyd.
This is a different Shane Boyd. You know, just from a comfort level. He got receivers working for him. He's got Ross and Williams pulling out for Corey. Corey sets up the blocks nicely, cuts north and south.
Cage.
Little slip screen there. Pulled the right guard and tackle, got him out in front of him.
John David Washington getting the carry. Finds a hole. Well done. Across the 35 to the 34, 6-yard gain. You can see Dennis.
That's right.
Denzel told us last time.
That's right.
His chest started puffing up. He started standing a little straighter. Gotta love it. John David had been with St. Louis.
He's a good little runner. I mean, he really is. He's instinctive. He made a nice cut there, nice north and south cut. Good, solid runner.
5-6. Rico A.
Good cut again across the 30.
It's over.
And that's going to be a first down. John David Washington in California, a 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He sees it's a zone. Nice cut by John David. Nice zone. Reading it, cutting back off the nose, feels the flow. Boom, back door.
5'9", 208 out of Morehouse.
He gives Corey a little blow. Now Corey's going to be full tilt. He's got something to prove. He said, wait a minute now. Let me show you. Wait, I'm the starter here. Don't be getting too carried away.
2 carries, 12 yards for Washington. Here's the end around. They'd shown this, and it didn't break. That's Sonny Shackleton. They lose 3 yards on the play. Darian Williams making the tackle. They've run that action about 3 times, right?
Watch Simeon get up the field. He's right in here. I'm sorry, on the outside, going up the field. He turns it into his help. Great job of staying home, getting north and south, turning it back into your help. Great safety fill by Williams.
2 receivers and a tight end line up to Boyd's right. Little middle screen again. Corey Ross bounces it to the outside and can't get outside the numbers. But he does pick up 5. Tony Tiller is in on the stop.
Yeah, Mike Kruzek setting him up for the kill.
I know.
He's throwing a little slip screen. He threw the little middle screen here to Corey. The numbers are getting nice for Shane. There's a shot of Mike, but Shane's numbers are getting good. And now he's got to go for the touchdown. Now he's got to go for the big shot somewhere.
Corey Ross, 4 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. California in the Motorola red zone, introducing Motorola Click with Mobile
Watch that
Blur.
seam post on the backside.
Respond with social skills. Underneath, Ross staying alive, and he's inside the 20 to the 18. Close to first down yardage. That Motorola Click with Moto Blurs, the first phone with social skills. It's available exclusively at T-Mobile.
Gets one-on-one with Corey Ross. Little dip, comes inside. This time only the one linebacker blitzed. Leon Williams stayed home.
Most dangerous.
Stayed in coverage. Of course, Shane knows it, or wants the first down.
Well,
He knows it is.
He's multitasking.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterbacking and officiating on that play picks up the first down. Washington back in as Ross gets a blow. Just a little bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
That's outside. It wasn't even nowhere close.
Brian Savay.
He's not even pointing, though. Is he pointing? I mean, come on. Don't you come up pointing and say, no, they moved, they flinched. Come on. You don't try to buy this call?
No way. False start. 74 on the offense.
Of course he moved.
Penalty. First down.
So what if it was his eyelashes? He made me jump.
He was right, Brian Savay. He was right. Way to go, Brian.
Somebody moved. He's been playing very well inside. He and Simeon on that side of the line have done their job.
Savay's been with the 49ers, the Ravens, and the Buccaneers. Philadelphia Soul of the Arena Football League and the Cologne Centurions. 3 years over in NFL Europe. Washington dragged down from behind. Nice play, Leon Williams. 3-yard gain. I wonder if he's saying that he should have broke that one.
Oh, come on, son. In the end zone. And just a nice job up front. He's reading his blocks extremely well. I mean, he really is. Really, he probably feels he could have stepped out of that tackle. Just got a little shirt, pulled him down, tripped him up, had his opportunity, because if he stays on his feet there, he's scoring.
What is it, like 15?
Joe
West. Now Corey's got to show his stuff. You know, Corey's not going to be outdone.
Nice rotation to get Joe West top of your screen. Oh, that's not going to work.
False start. 79 offense.
Isaiah Ross.
Second down.
Isaiah Ross out of Nevada. He had been with the Saints and the Vikings during some of his NFL time.
Yeah, you go down the line. I mean, there's a lot of NFL experience out of it. You know, they've all been somewhere for a couple of years, here a year, there a year, practice roster.
Come on.
42%
should get 4
of the California roster, 22 of the 52 players with NFL game experience. Boyd, little screen to Ross. That's a fine play by Brigham Horwell, running it down a deep tackle, 3 yards.
Ran the slip screen to the opposite side that time.
Hey, you want 43 in? No?
Mike Kruzik, an outstanding quarterback at Boston College. He was, what, right before you, right?
He was a little bit before me. He was a few years. But he had a heck of a career with the Steelers.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was in the early 70s and went on to, he backed up Bradshaw and those guys. And
he
Terry Henry.
Went on to UCF. He really has a legacy there building that program.
I am Badejio with the carry. Toss to the fullback. Picks up 2.
That's a 3rd and 15 situation. Maybe they were hoping to get some kind of man-to-man coverage underneath and bust a long run out of it, but settling for field goal attempt.
They get Parker Douglas going to come on. Attempt a field goal. He's made one from 27 yards tonight. Injured players, the center, Mike Mabry.
There's another UCF guy that played with Mike.
In Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Atlanta. A lot of guys that played with Ron Jaworski's Philadelphia Soul in the AFL.
And John Bon Jovi's Philadelphia Soul.
Partners on that group. We hope Mike Mabry will be all right. We'll take a timeout. Be back to Giants Stadium, California, looking for a field goal to make it 20-6.
To cut somebody in his knee, just right in the head.
17-6. Mike Mabry, the center, shaking the cobwebs, took a blow to the head. Meanwhile, on the field, Parker Douglas. He's hit from 27. He's lining up a 38-yard attempt.
29. Dove at his leg.
Snap placement kick, and he hooked it too much. That field goal attempt brought to you by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. So Parker Douglas, this is just his 2nd field goal of the season. Take a break here at Giants Stadium. 5:51 to go in this UFL on versus Tilt at 17-6 California. (17-6) California, under 6 to play here in the 3rd quarter. New York looking for its first win of the season. Let's go down to Cordell Stewart.
Well, there was a scare we saw on the field just now, guys, with Mike Mabry. He got kneed in the head, but yet we have Brian Remp, who's his backup. He's prepared, but yet we still have we have him going back in the game. Mike Mabry is going back in the game, so he's okay, guys. Back up to you.
Mike Mabry pretty fired up. I think he recovered quickly. Sideline report brought to you by AOL Fanhouse. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Penalty flags and deep throw. Sideline. What a catch! Oh, out of bounds. How did he maintain Warren Robinson?
Is that Tyree down there?
Hey, come on, honest to goodness, it's a carbon copy. Catching it and holding on to it off his helmet, but it was out of bounds.
Offside, defense number 93. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Chris Cooper. You got it? Offside.
Defense jumps offside. You have a free play. Let's take a shot up the field. We haven't thrown it down the field all day. All right, he's 1-on-1. Nice job stepping into your throw and taking a hit. Making a play on the ball. He's got his hands on it. He doesn't control it until he's falling. And there's still doubt whether he was out of bounds, definitely. But I'd like to know if he held on to the...
Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
They did a lot of jousting going down the sideline. Inside handoff. Tofield draws the crowd. Crossing 35 to about the 37, a gain of 4. Let's review the New York Sentinels game plan brought to you by GameWare.
Well, offensive tempo. They've still had their problems getting out of the huddle late, I believe. He hadn't gotten to the line of scrimmage early enough. Barclay got hurt in the first drive with a pulled hamstring, and Simeon Rice has yet to get to the quarterback, but he has a couple of tackles. I think they've done a good job of running nakeds and bootlegs away from him.
Stretch play, left side, Tofield. Good run. First down into California territory. 14 yards on the game. That's a good surge. Really good surge for LeBrendan Tofield out of LSU.
Tell you what, Jason Watkins coming at you, big 79, pulling and leading the way. Nice job on the play all the way. All he had to do was run with the ball. Tofield, like I said, getting his second opportunity carrying the rock now that Barclay is out.
Tofield coming into tonight's game and averaged 3.4 yards a carry. 9 carries for 30 yards tonight. Out cut. Gets it to Thorpe. And run out of bounds by Josh Lay out of 6-yard gain.
It's a simple game. You get one-on-one coverage on the weak side. You have a good solid receiver in Thorpe. He's got good cushion. Just run the individual route. Boom, the ball's on the money. That's easy football. That forces California to start coming up and playing tighter coverage, pressure, whether it's press, and that's when you get the opportunity to go deep.
5th catch by Thorpe. Same play. Another first down. Run out of bounds by Dominic Patrick.
Pitch and catch. He's still one-on-one over there. Although the safety rotated down to that side, he's playing this one a little snugger. Come on. Okay, go ahead. Break up there. He's got some safety help, so he was still bailing. But we were waiting for him to jump one of those, and then we're going to double move him.
Injured player, Earl Cochran. Veteran out of Alabama State. Cramp. Take a timeout, 3:52 to go. Third quarter. Jeff Rutledge, the quarterback coach, in the middle, talking with Quentin Gray. We'll be back right after this.
That'd be good.
Earl Cochran gets some hydration. Looked like he was cramping up there, but looks like he's good to go. 17-6, California over New York. Under 4 to play here in the third quarter. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie, Nita Markson, Cordell Stewart, and our UFL crew here at Giants Stadium. New York's had all kinds of problems with second half scores here in the UFL season. They've gone deep. Got a man down there. Sanders incomplete. Covering on a play, Ronnie Prude. Steve Sanders out of Bowling Green. Been with the Browns and the Lions.
It's a nice coverage by Prude there because of the coverage. He had no safety help. When the tight end got up the field, the safety had to pick him up on a corner route, leaving Prude with no safety help. Did a great job running with the post all the way, stayed with his man with no help.
This copyrighted telecast is a presentation of the United Football League. Any use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the UFL is prohibited. How many times have we seen that now? About 3-4 times in these 4 weeks where a receiver, a slot guy, or a wide guy jumps the count.
And New York's done it a couple of times where they're starting a good drive going, and they have to settle for field goals
False
because
start,
of it.
offense number 12. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Steve Sanders.
The one time they got a penalty, it was actually the delay penalty that kicked them into a third and extra long, and then they settled for a field goal.
Ted Cottrell doing a slow burn. You can understand, trying to get this offense going.
I'm a defensive guy. What's going on with the offense? You guys get this straight. Wes, what's going on over there?
That's Chandler, the offensive coordinator. Jeff Roberts, quarterback coach. Gray over the middle, tight end again. Christian Hopkins. He draw crowd. Thomas. Good leadership by Jasper Harvey, the center, telling him to get in the huddle, a 6-yard pickup.
I think Thomas is trying to buy a call there. He took a dive. He got shoved a little bit, but he helped it out a little and take a dive.
He went down like he got hit by a 2x4. No sell.
He's tougher than that.
44 to Mike.
Thorpe, top of your screen. Double wides at the bottom. Sanders and Hankton. And there, nice catch. Hankton inside the 10. That'll be a first and goal. It's the first trip to the red zone in this ball game tonight for the Sentinels. Gain of 29.
Boy, this is great touch on the throw. He put that on the money. He threw it early. And I've been getting on a little bit because I even think he anticipated this throw real early. But just made just a perfect throw.
Don't be afraid to run this.
They're trying to get off the Schneid there. Get their first points in the second half. This is game number 3 for the Sentinels. From the 5 with Thorpe at the top of your screen. And you got Sanders at the bottom. Double tight ends. Good waggle back side. Tight end is there. Touchdown. And the New York Sentinels, for the first time in 2009, have scored points in the second half. A 5-yard TD pass.
Just just a nice little naked bootleg on the goal. I'm getting ready to kind of get aggravated at the fact they're going to run the ball into the mess down on the goal line here and not be able to block everyone. Naked bootleg. Gent slips out in the flat. Easy pass. Nice job finishing off. Shoulders north and south, and there was no denying it. He's going to get in the end zone.
Extra point brought to you by StubHub. StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. Extra point is good.
We got a ball game, Coach.
Peter Check, indeed. 17-13, an 8-play drive, 72 yards in 3:34. Quinn Gray with just his 3rd touchdown pass of the season. It's 17-13, California. Lady Liberty in New York Harbor, not far from here. California now in a ball game. It's 17-13. New York scoring its first points of the second half here in the 09 season.
Watch Dominic Patrick right here. He's got the tight end, man-to-man coverage on the naked bootleg. His eyes are in the backfield. Sees the run, flashes. Uh-oh, too late. Gone. Get touchdown. Keep your eyes on your work.
They only need a step or two to get out. Hopkins with the 5-yard TD catch from Gray. An impressive drive, and that drive summary brought to you by Title Sports Drink. Title, thirst for it. Here we go with the kick. Check gets into it. BJ Sams about the 7. Ripping at the ball, bang down hard at the 30-yard line. That's where California will put it in play. So Shane Boyd, you've seen Quinn Gray heated up now. Gray 15 of 21, 46 and a touchdown. Shane Boyd having a good game as well.
Yes. Let's go.
See what they come out with. Could be a heavy dose of Corey Ross. Boyd 15 of 18, 161. And a touchdown and a pick. And you see how difficult it is to find Corey Ross behind those big offensive linemen.
Well, just right there. Look at the size difference.
Well, they run any kind of stretch play or misdirection. He cuts back against the grid. You have no idea. Almost the same play. It is the same play that New York just ran. And Lowry goes the first down yardage. The spot will give him the first down. Picks up 12.
All night long, naked bootlegs have been big. Both these quarterbacks, it's their comfort zone. They're more comfortable in being athletic and on the move. Nice fake out to the right. Again, somebody's taking their eyes off their work. Cover your man. Be disciplined. Stay home. It's Wallace on the backside trying to close it down and, you know, at least whack that tight end as he runs by you.
4th catch by Nate Lowry. Offset eye, Ross the deep man. Gets the call. Hard nose up, picks up 3. Oh, it hurt. Williams, the linebacker, heard somebody say, oh, that hurt. That 3 seconds.
But Isaiah Ross was pulling on the play and came on out, and you know, big boys pulling over 330 pounds, trying to make a block in space, falls down and has someone roll into his knee on the ground, but got up, he's okay.
You do the physics.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight falling.
California got on the board first, 7-0. New York added a field goal. We went to halftime, 17-6 California. Side run by Corey Ross.
I was watching Isaiah Ross again, pulling, and he did a little fold block, kind of pulled and moved to his left, and he more or less was looking for a place to fall down than rather hit somebody on that play. He's still hurting from the last one.
Tell you what, you do not want to be a cornerback and have that young man get a clean shot at you. 6'3", 320 out of Nevada.
See, 320 is training camp weight. So
that's not the actual retail listed price.
No.
5'4".
And then
Shackelford.
Yeah, Shackelford locked up with Tiller. Boyd with time. Not anymore. Oh, that's a fine defensive play. Fine defensive play by Brian Savay. He's played a nice game tonight.
Savay, he's tough in there. He and Simeon on that side of the ball. Simeon says he's one of the toughest, hardest workers on the D line. He's a guy that stays after practice, works on technique. He's got great hands.
Savay with the first sack of the night gives him a sack and a half on the season. That sack brought to you by AOL Fan House.
You know, Joe West was working one-on-one on the left side, and Shane tried to stay with him, and just held on to one receiver there a little too long.
3 quarters in the books now here at Giants Stadium. Got a good ball game here. California 17, New York 13. Fourth quarter action when we return. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Title Sports Drink. Thirst for it. By Paid Inc. By Fanlands. Own the Turf. And by NatNast. Every man has a story to tell. Fabulous conditions here in the New York area.
I saw it before it even happened. I could tell they were split. I can tell. The tight end leading this way.
Defensive members of the New York Sentinels feeling good about themselves. Got a ball game here as we look at our fourth quarter report presented by USI.
Simeon being the veteran, I could just tell body language. So he was leaning this way, the tight end's leaning that way. I knew they were going to split.
Adam Gressel on the punt. Dave Sims, Doug Flutie, Nina Marks, and Cordell Stewart, and our UFL crew here at Giants Stadium. Home opener for the New York Sentinels. Goes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. 3-6 hang time on a 37-yard punt. For the California Redwoods, Ross with 68 yards. Boyd's having a really good night throwing the football. And the Sentinels, Quinn Gray's doing a nice job.
Quinn's come around there, got that drive in the end zone. Boyd's done a good job with his feet as well. But it was a key stop there for the New York defense. Get the ball back and have an opportunity now to maybe go down and take the lead. So they're right there now.
6 catches for Bonzo Thorpe, leading receiver for New York. There's some good hitting down there. 3 yards. Somebody said got the ball, but you can hear the umpire say no, he was down.
We talking to Wes Chandler. He said, yeah, we can't play smash mouth with these guys. We're not that big up front compared to them. We've got to finesse them a little. They've run the naked bootlegs. Occasionally, though, you got to lay it up in there and hit them in the mouth, and that time they finally did.
That was Cecil Sapp on the carry.
Hey, 40 for the mic.
Nate Bennett, the right guard. Nice catch. Kristen Hopkins, he caught the New York touchdown at the 2:17 mark in the third. That's a gain of 6.
Hey, let's get this
California's led all the way tonight.
Yeah, nice little pivot route there for an easy completion. I do think that Quinn kind of does still lock on that first guy, though. When the first guy's open, things are good. But, boy, he's really locked in.
Quinn Gray against California week 2, 12 for 25, 115, a touchdown and a pick. Tough inside running, second effort. Nice job by Cecil Sapp out of Colorado State. Been with Denver and the Texans. Picks up 5.
Working the fullback a little. Let your fullback carry the ball. That's when you go smash mouth. Let him carry it once in a while. And that's a positive thing for this New York team. To be able to go up there and get a good hard 5 yards inside the tackles, that's impressive for them because they aren't huge up front, and that's going to open other things up.
1st and 10 play. Too high. And the danger of being picked off. Thorpe, the intended receiver.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, fans, make sure you get your tickets to the UFL game in your city. Get your individual tickets. Visit UFL-football.com, or for group tickets, call 877-UFL-2009 today. And don't forget, next week we're at Hofstra University in Hempstead, Long Island, New York. It's Jim Fossil and the Las Vegas Locos taking on these Sentinels. And coming up tomorrow night, you've got Las Vegas at Florida. That game at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Second down play and a catch by Thorpe. Picks up 6. So Gray now 17 out of 23 for 178 and a touchdown. Ahmad Trudeau making a tackle.
Gray did a nice job looking out there, seeing Thorpe's one-on-one. Gave him a little hand signal. I don't know whether he audible to it or not. But again, throws the easy completion for a hitch route in front of him. At some point, he's got to try to run by him or double move him.
You feel it coming.
Well, it's not going to be this play. Thorpe's on the side.
Right. No, but you can feel it coming.
Absolutely.
If they pick this up, I totally agree with you. 3rd and 3. Incomplete. Had the tight end in mind, Ronnie Gant out of Louisville.
You know, I think Gray thought Gant was going to flatten this out a little bit for him and just take the first down. Gant stayed at a high angle, and so the throw falls to the ground. Looks like a terrible throw, but I think it's a matter of anticipating the angle the receiver is running at.
Punt number 6 here for Scott Player.
He was supposed to be
signed just a few days ago.
When they say G, he's supposed to be a
40 years old on December 17th. Gets off a pretty good punt. Looks just like Gressel's punt. Hit it to the left-hand turn, 35 yards. 3-8 on the hang time. And that's where California will put it in play. Ted Cottrell's club very much in this ball game here at home. 17-13 California. Hey fans, make sure you get more of the UFL on the UFL by becoming a fan of Facebook. Go to facebook.com and search UFL. I'll take that 15-yard penalty. 17-13 California. You've got West and Shackelford going to the top of your screen. At the bottom, Doug Gabriel. Gabriel, his first catch tonight. It's good for a first down. Let's check in with Anita Marks.
Here with tight end Christian Hopkins. Now, in 3 games, your offense has not been able to put up points on the board until now, and you were wide open.
Yeah, basically, you know, just coming out. It's been hard these last couple games, but you know, coach tell us to keep fighting, keep working, not to give up, and execute. If we execute at the level that we know we can, everything take care of itself.
I know it was important to get Quinn Gray into a rhythm early and feeling the success. Feel you've been able to accomplish that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Basically what coach tell us. You know, not to get down on ourselves, not to let plays affect the next play. You know, stuff happens, you know. But we can only control what we can control. You know, so just keep doing what you do and execute.
Gentlemen, we've got a ball game. Hopefully they can keep this momentum.
Come up. Well, that was Hopkins on that touchdown, sliding out the back door on the naked bootleg. I originally said it was Gant. It was the backside tight end, which was Hopkins sliding in the flat. Nice touchdown. You made a nice point about forgetting about the last play and moving on to the next play, and that was something they really harped home this week. Was having a short memory.
Gotta have it. 2nd and 3, Shackelford for motion man. Corey Ross is going to be denied a first down. About a yard short.
Yeah, I know.
Like Denny Green and Mike Kruzik going for the clock kill here. Just pound it out with the run game.
They got a big offensive line now and a good little running back, actually a good tandem of running backs. So they can hammer the football on you. And when they want to get physical, they can definitely do it and milk this clock.
Lost 20 carries, 77 yards. He went 22 for 121 in the first meeting.
This will be Corey's quest to get over 100 again.
5-6.
Here comes the tight end Lowry. First down, took some punishment. Ryan Bonner, number 20, the strong safety, came up and made the stick.
Did you account for that safety? Did you account for that safety?
Just play already.
Thank you. A little too much attitude sometimes. Physical football, safety's going to get up and fill, but you see everybody's covered up. He's got good vision, cut back. You know, defensively, that's a good, solid play. Bonner stepping up to make the tackle, squeeze it the best he can, but they're just hammering the football and running that clock.
You can see that rushing total's not a contest in that department. Joe West, the motion man. And the boy telling him to stop. Pull the guard. The seal and the back guy came around. How about that's a nice defensive play. Ryan Buschetti.
It's too old for
That's 2 plays in a row. Actually, 2 out of 3 that Bichetti made a really nice play. He closed down the backside once. Here he is on the left edge, closes it down, work back to the outside, and get involved in the tackle. He's new this week. Step in, he's out of UCLA. He spent a little time with Washington and Oakland. He's a stout guy in the run game. They said they really needed some size and some help in the run game. That 210 is not accurate.
Hey, y'all got it out there. Par 3.
Second down and 11. Under 9 to play in the fourth. Some movement.
Look at the linebacker.
That's Save again, and I'm not.
He was right the first time.
I'm not doubting him. Somebody might have flinched.
Defense. I'm calling the linebacker out. I'm calling the linebacker.
Encroachment defense number 53. That's a 5-yard penalty, second down.
Leon Williams out of Miami.
Mabry's making his calls as the center. This is his argument that we're hearing in there. I'm just making my calls and pointing out the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker, so I'm making my calls for my old line here. And because of my little bit of movement as I'm doing it, they're going to jump offside and say I got motion going on here.
Mabry head up with Brian Save. Pump and go. Sideline. Gabriel. He had a pick. Trey Battle. It was right for the taking.
Trey Battle just reading Shane's eyes the entire way. He looks with the pump fake and lays it out there thinking he has one-on-one, but he has a safety over the top. It was really a 2-deep coverage, and Battle just doesn't make the catch. Actually, Gabriel put a hand in there to try to knock it loose.
But Gabriel with just 1 catch tonight.
Boy, that's a missed opportunity.
For 9 on 3rd down for the Redwoods. Boyd does a heck of a job using his blockers, but he'll be shy of 1st down. Maurice Fountain out of Clemson, number 99 with the tackle. Here's Maurice. And Save. He's got a sack to his credit tonight, is injured.
I get the feeling on that play, Shane Boyd was confused with coverage. They rotated to the weak side of the field late. It was really a late rotation, and he looked to throw the ball to the right into the side of the rotation, which is why he wound up holding on to the football.
No rock'em sock'em game here tonight.
Tell you what, Fountain made a great effort there in staying with. I mean, Boyd's shown that he's elusive. When he decides to step up through the pocket, move around, he can get away, make some positive yards. It was a nice tackle coming from behind. This would be a big loss if Save's out.
Yeah, we've called his name a bunch tonight, but he's got the sack, had some tackles, had some pressures.
It's just a physical presence in that D-line.
Ted Cottrell, the head coach, not only he's taking advantage of the situation where Save was hurt. Why not? Let me have a few words with the referee, John Bible.
This is lobby for whatever the argument is. We're lobbying for the next call. We're going to work it.
So then walks off on under his own power. Adam Gressel will punt again.
I tell you, the New York defense is doing their job and keep getting the ball back.
This will be his 4th punt.
We had over defense with a tight shot.
Gressel line drive. Wow, he took it. Looking for the 15-yard line. That's all he's going to get. 39-yard punt.
Not a high
6-yard
percentage.
return. No, not at all. You may have noticed that. And returned by Brian Bonner. Back with more. Here comes New York looking to get a lead. Wide open. Here's Corey Ross. Nobody home. He's at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, California. Looking for some room. And he's in. Shane Boyd, touchdown for California. Good waggle back side. Tight end is there. Touchdown. Giant Stadium, 17-13 California. Not great starting position here for the Sentinels. But a big run by Brendan Tofield to the 30-yard line. First down, New York, 8-14.
That's a great start. 7 minutes to go, looking to go for the game-winning drive or the go-ahead drive.
Might be a misread here by the linebackers.
Well, he cut back off the nose. It's a zone blocking scheme, get everybody to flow. It was a 7-man box. They were in cover 2 defensively, so it's only a 7-man block. You can block everybody in that situation.
Ryan Thompson, the right tackle, got a good block, number 65. Quinn Gray, second half here, 9 of 12 passing for 95 yards. Schofield does well to get that yardage. 3-yard advance.
But when I say it's a cover 2, that means there's 2 deep safeties.
They're in an even
so
defense.
both safeties are deep, and there's no run support coming out of the secondary. You get it from the corners on the outside. So when you run the ball up into the middle, you get a hat on everyone, and there's no safety fill.
Tofield, 11 carries, 57 yards. He sets a deep throw coming at some point when they get maybe another, get to maybe the plus 40.
Somebody got to take a shot, D.
This is it. This is it right here. Man downfield, too far. Too far for the fullback, Cecil Sapp. He was running against Dominic Patrick, free safety.
Patrick really had it covered from the get-go. It was sort of a trick play where you're running the fullback out the backside off play action. And you're going to bring him out the back door out this side. And he's going to do what we call a wheel route. The ex-receiver, Thorpe, ran across the field to clear it out. But Patrick smelled it all the way and kept his distance, cut him off. No problem covering the fullback.
Sapp will be back 3 for 8 on 3rd down for New York. Gray with time over the middle, a little high, but a nice catch. First down. First down to Steve Sanders. 12 yards on the game for number 12.
Sanders, a long, lanky type of guy on the inside, runs out of the slot real well. Nice catch there. The ball's a little behind him, but it was thrown with touch. Really put a nice touch on the ball, led him to the open area, allowed the receiver to adjust to the ball.
His first catch tonight. On and off with the Browns in his NFL career and the Lions most recently earlier this year. Gray gets it to Thorpe. Thorpe for 5 yards. And that is catch number 8. Robert Herbert runs him out of bounds.
Now, Herbert gets aggressive. We've seen that out of him. He'll jump routes. He got beat with some double moves last week. But as a quarterback, throwing so many of those 3-step drops, hitches, and quick outs, I start getting nervous that someone's going to jump one.
I think that's a legit concern. Stretch play. Tofield. Get it. 99, Jason Stewart ran it down. Nice play. And help from Earl Cochran, number 98. All right, who's got enough left in the tank? See a lot of people breathing hard. Who's got enough left?
This New York team looks like they're gaining some momentum here. They really did. They look comfortable. They're running the ball fairly well. This will be a big 3rd down conversion here, 3rd and 4. But as you're crossing midfield, maybe it's 2-down territory. I guarantee you they're not going to be playing 8 yards off and let you throw that quick little hitch out there. They're up in press coverage.
We got nickel back in there. Gray looking left all the way. Catch by Sanders will be about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short of a first down. And it was Dominic Patrick again. He makes the stop.
They played press coverage on the outside, take the outside route away, so the slot receiver created a little separation. Great tackle by Patrick. Creates a 4th and 1.
They're staying out there. They're going to go for it. There's the tackle.
Sanders just, he knows where the first down is. He's trying to get to it. Couldn't turn up. Patrick with a good, strong tackle. Big 4th and 1. Here we go.
Sentinels 0 for 2 on the season on 4th down.
Hey, what's on?
Everybody wants to run with the football.
Look, Ma, I got the ball.
On now. Orange
coverage. Offside, offense number 86.
Wow.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
4th and 1, and Quinn Gray saw what I saw from up here. There was a big bubble over the center, meaning there's no one there.
Oh, there
They're
he
lined
is, right.
up offside up top.
He was,
sees the
too.
quarterback sneak. I'm going to just go for it myself. I'm going to get the first down. But even though the flag was thrown, there should be no whistle on the play. If you just line up offside offensively, you let the play go.
So they had a 4th and a long one. Ronnie Gent, the tight end, called for offsides. Now they have to bring on the punt team. And they're starting to really run out of time here with 3:46 to go.
There's a big offensive line on that California team with a good running back and Corey Ross. They've run some good power football. Corey knows he's getting near that 100-yard mark. They can milk that clock.
You can understand the frustration level rising on the New York sideline, trailing by 4 with 3:46 to go. They sprint the punt team off, bring the offense back. 4th down and 6. And now a timeout called by California. Time for the Cutter's gloves. Catch of the game.
One of Quinn Gray's best throws. Hankton reaches out, stabs it with his hands, catches it out, arms extended in the hands. Don't let it touch your chest.
How about that? Quarterback's best friend, use him.
You know, we were talking about this during the timeout. It's a 4th and 6. You're on your own 48. There's 3:46 to go. The running game of California scares you.
Because they're 4 yards a pop.
You may not get the ball back.
Right.
It's time to make it or break it.
California, 33 rushes, 131 yards. Denny Green was just going to run the clock right out. 4th and 6. Ball game on the line. Gray, pump, no, stays alive. They should have thrown it, and he's down. Boy, he took it down twice. Took it down twice. Nice defensive play. A 16-yard loss.
Boy, on a 4th down play, you have to find a way to get the ball in the air to just give your receivers a chance to go make a play. It was great coverage on the play, which made him hold on to the football. Quinn trying to make a play, eludes once. Cooper again. I'll tell you what, when they need a play defensively, Cooper is the guy.
Couple of sacks tonight by California. Ted Kittrell cannot believe that his quarterback twice double clutched on that 4th and 6. Well, 3:37 to go in the 4th, and you can understand Ted Kittrell on your right a little upset because not only did they fail to get the 4th and 6, they lose 16 yards on the sack, and he's saying, as we were during the break, at least throw the ball away so you don't lose all that field position.
Well, being a 4th down play, not only throw it away, you can just throw a jump ball into the secondary somewhere on a 4th down play.
Take a chance.
So you want to give your receiver a chance. Listening to the coaches talk during the timeout, the slot receiver got jammed down. The throw probably should have been to the outside receiver running a curl route. Whether he had that window or not, I don't know, but he was trying to make a play, which was good. Scramble away, but get it in the air if you can. You gave up too much field position.
So meanwhile, here comes California averaging 4 yards per rush tonight. Play action. Throw short. Lowry has had a nice night early on. He had about 4 catches, 5 yards on the game. The California Redwoods and the New York Sentinels coaching staffs are outfitted by NatNast. NatNast, every man has a story to tell.
Come hold it, use the time.
Boy, that's old reliable running those naked bootlegs. Nice easy completion, 6-yard, 5-yard gain. Keep yourself in down and distance. He got tackled in bounds, clock's running. New York does have 2 timeouts. They hold them to a field goal here. They're still in the ball game. You cannot allow a first down.
Clock running under 3. Cody Armstrong in at fullback now. Corey Ross, they close it down. Nice defensive play. Ryan Wallace, number 54, makes a stop after 1-yard pickup. He had helped number 41. Let's see what Anita Marks has.
Guys, I'm standing next to Quinn Gray, and he's surrounded by his wide receivers, and his quarterback coach walked over and just said, hey, keep your chin up. We're not out of it yet. Hopefully our defense can hold them to 3 like they have quite often so far in this game, and we're going to get the ball back. So hopefully we'll see this offense come back and you know, maybe have a chance to march down the field and maybe tie it up. Who knows?
They're going to need some help, some strips, guys tackling the football, trying to pop that baby free.
Well, as long as they can get, it's a 3rd and 4 play, as long as they can get a stop here and hold to a field goal, it's a 1-score ball game. The thing that I don't like is the demeanor on the bench there. Yeah, they're trying to be positive, but it's not an electric positive, knowing you're going to get the ball back, knowing that if we can get the ball back, we're going to go length of the field and tie this thing up.
California on 3rd down conversions tonight, 4th 10. Double wides to the top of your screen to the left. Boy, Doug Gabriel at the bottom of the screen. Looking for Gabriel. Slant hit through his hands. Too much on that one. And here comes the field goal.
Stops. I'm sorry, but it stops the clock as well as setting up the field goal. It stops the clock and saves you a timeout defensively.
New York has 1 timeout remaining. Is made from 27 and missed from 38. Parker Douglas. It's a 44-yard attempt. He hit it well. He hit it perfectly. 20 to 13. Good night for Parker Douglas. The first New York score since 26 seconds ago in the 2nd quarter.
This defense has played extremely well the entire 2nd half. A huge defensive stop, a 3 and out to hold them for a field goal and give your offense an opportunity.
New York need a touchdown. Who would you go for? I mean, in terms of their receivers, what kind of routes best serve them coming up here?
Sanders and Robinson run really good routes on the inside out of the slot, whether it's in routes, things of that nature. Thorpe is your guy on the outside. If he gets some one-on-one coverage to put the ball up to and make a big play, it'll be mostly nickel and dime defenses.
Let's get money, 5.
So it'll be tough usually to get the one-on-one on the outside. So a lot of times you're looking at slot receivers working in the middle of the field.
You're going to have to do it with 1 timeout.
You don't even know what happened.
Quinn Gray tonight. See if he can turn in a vintage performance coming down the stretch. He's 18 of 26, 191 and 1 touchdown.
It's a real solid performance. I mean, the confidence wasn't overwhelming behind him coming into this game. So this is definitely a confidence builder from his standpoint and from the coach's standpoint.
Through the end zone for touchback. They'll have 80 yards to drive. So 20 to 13 California. Redwoods have led all the way. Greta Hopkins late in the 3rd made it a 4-point game, but New York could not generate anything offensively in the 4th quarter. And this could be their last opportunity. The last time they had it, turned it over on downs, and Gray took a 16-yard sack on the 4th and 6. Chris Cooper's got 2 sacks tonight. He's number 93. There's a catch, 39-yard line. Cortez Hankton out of Texas Southern, gain of 20.
Well, California is staying one-on-one on the outside, so he has some outside throws. Nice in-route ball, well delivered with pressure. Great throw, amazing throw, and an excellent catch. Staying in there, pressure in his face, gonna get hit.
Thorpe to get back to live action, makes the catch. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's his 9th catch tonight. Robert Herbert on the coverage.
I really can't believe you're staying one-on-one on the outside, playing with a cushion and just giving away 5 easy yards, because you can go walking down the field. Watch the bottom of the screen. A lot of cushion, little hitch route, catch the ball, get out of bounds. I'll take 5 yards all day long and get out of bounds.
Thorpe close to 100 yards. Off balance throw underneath. back. That's a first down. California territory at the 48-yard line, a gain of 6. And we have reached the 2-minute warning here at Giants Stadium. UFL action, California trying to hold off New York. The Sentinels looking for their first victory. They need a touchdown right here, right now. California by 7, New York with the football. And let's listen in on the call of the game, brought to you by Motorola.
He's on the boot? Yeah, they tried all first half. They tried to put you to sleep with it.
Simeon Rice talking about how he and Brian Savay coordinated on that sack. New York now with the ball, good field position. Gray, that was dangerous. Dominic Patrick, make that. Ahmad Trudeau was the closest man there. Hankton was the intended receiver.
Well, Hankton stayed on his comeback route, and the question is, does it convert versus press coverage? If it's press coverage, a lot of times that might convert, go to a fade. He threw the fade. Hankton ran the comeback, incomplete. But we still got plenty of time. Don't get impatient here. You got 2 minutes and a timeout. You're across midfield already. Just take what they give you.
Hankton to the top of your screen, 2 receivers at the bottom. Catch made. It's the tight end Ronnie Gant for 7. 1 timeout remaining for New York.
A lot of combination coverages going on right now. You could get a big play out of either your halfback or a tight end.
3rd and 3, going for it all. Incomplete. Thorpe and Sanders split the difference between those 2 guys.
Let's hope so.
There's a penalty flag on the field. John Bible, the referee.
Let you out.
All right, now it's pass rush.
Personal foul, 67 offense. That's a 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's a big one. Nate Bennett, the right guard for New York.
Dead ball foul.
Don't lose your poise in this situation.
That's a huge penalty. Major penalty, puts New York back in its own territory. That'll be a 3rd down play coming up. Gray waiting, throwing, got a man down there. Incomplete, well short of Sanders. Boy, bad communication there.
You know, that's a situation where he's a guy that's only been here for a week or 2. He's running a corner route. And a corner route to a quarterback and a too high safety is flatter. He's going to flatten that out and go towards the sideline. Instead, Sanders stays on a high angle. The ball falls harmlessly to the ground, looks like a terrible throw, and it's a matter of a quarterback and a receiver not being together. Here we go, 4th and 18, game is on the line.
Double wides both sides with 1:27 to go. Oh, that's going to do it right there. Couldn't handle a snap. In California, going to come away with a victory. That's twice now on 4th down. They couldn't even get a chance at a jump ball.
It was a perfect snap. Doesn't handle it, takes his eyes off it, looks up the field, trying to get his read. So one thing about being in shotgun is you take your eyes off coverage to look for the snap, and sometimes you try to peek it and just let your instincts take over with the snap. Secure the snap first, it costs you the ball game.
Second turnover for New York. As you mentioned, the second 4th down opportunity where the ball never even got airborne to give yourself a 50-50 jump ball.
You just want a chance. Give yourself an opportunity.
California going to go into the victory formation. New York has 1 timeout remaining.
Boy, that's deflating for New York. To play well and give yourself an opportunity. They were across midfield with 2 minutes to go.
The Denny Green's team is a minute and change away from going 2-2, and New York dropping to 0-3. Winning quarterback tonight, Shane Boyd.
Yeah, Shane had a good, solid game. He threw the football well and made plays with his legs. A crucial drive before the half where he ran it in on the quarterback draw. Made a lot of plays tonight. Very consistent night for him.
Time for the StubHub fan favorite play of the game. Take you back to 4th and 6. And what a critical sack taken by Quinn Gray.
It was originally a 4th and 1. And then the offside penalty, 4th and 6. And then scramble around trying to make a play. Great defensive effort staying after him, but Quinn's got to find a way to get this in the air somehow. Create a jump ball, but boy, that was deflating. 2 opportunities late in the game, and they fall short.
That's your ball game with California coming away with the victory. You can help choose the StubHub fan favorite play of the year. Visit UFL-football.com and go to StubHub.com to choose the seats you want for the games you love. StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. Long faces on the New York sideline, and you can understand it because California's Redwoods, coached by Denny Green, come away with the victory to go 2-2, dropping New York to 0-3, 20-13, California. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Quick Hits, change the game. By Control Dynamics. By Custom Bite, the only off-the-shelf custom mouth guard. And by GetUFL.com. It's all about you. Over here at the Meadowlands, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Giants Stadium, the California Redwoods win it 20-13 as the Sentinels signed some autographs for the fans here at the stadium. Final score here in East Rutherford, California 20, New York 13. California 2-2, and New York is 0-3. Join us next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 Pacific. Jim Foss's Las Vegas Locos come to New York to face the Sentinels. That's Wednesday night at 7 right here on Versus. For Doug Flutie, Anita Martins, Cordell Stewart, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Sims saying so long. You've been watching the premier season of the UFL on Versus. Good night, everybody. The undefeated Florida Tuskers enjoy a bye week, having clinched a berth in the first UFL championship game with their win over the Locos last week. Jim Haslett has a 4-0 team. The 2-2 California Redwoods are also off this week after hanging on with a great game-ending defensive stand to hold off the Sentinels. All game on the line. Gray, pump, no, stays alive, and he's down. Nice defensive play. And that brings us to tonight with the homestanding New York Sentinels coming up their best performance of the season, but still searching for the first victory.
You gotta win it. Make up the difference.
And the visiting Las Vegas Locos, who must win tonight.
Okay, we're better than that, aren't we?
A win tonight would set up a head-to-head matchup with California and major championship game implications. Tonight on Versus, it's the Las Vegas Locos and the New York Sentinels. It is a beautiful November New York night here, and we're on Long Island, about 25 miles east of Manhattan. It's the UFL on Versus, presented by Motorola. The Las Vegas Locos taking on the New York Sentinels. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Sims, along with Doug Flutie. Tonight, we know that Florida is in the championship game for the UFL. These other teams, the chances are starting to dwindle, but the opportunity's still there.
Well, New York, number one, they have to run the table. They've improved each week. They have to run the table the last 3 ball games and get a little help from this Vegas team. Vegas, they just need to run the table and can control their own destiny.
For the New York Ball Club, they've made a quarterback change. Quinn Gray out. Ingle Martin is in. What does that mean?
Ingle Martin brings, well, number one, he brings a little emotion, little energy level this week in practice. Coach Ted Cottrell said they were fired up this week, this New York team. So he brings a little experience in that he's going to go through his reads, dump the ball off when necessary, hit his checkdowns. His one key, just manage the game and do your job.
And he's got a vital weapon in Crefonzo Thorpe, one of the top receivers in the UFL.
Yeah, he's really come on. I mean, week 1, Crefonzo showed glimmers, had a drop or two, but he's become consistent, become their big play guy, their go-to guy. He's just a couple catches shy of Tay Biddle. Has the opportunity tonight with the game in hand. to go ahead of him.
Meanwhile, for the Las Vegas Ball Club, they come east with J.P. Lossman as their quarterback. They have an outstanding running back, all-purpose guy in D.D. Dorsey.
He's impressive. He's been impressive since day one. You think of him as an outside guy, a guy that catches the ball with speed and quickness, but he can also run with power. He can get tacklers off him using that stiff arm, lower his shoulder, get the tough yards, but he makes this offense go. There's no doubt about it. He's elusive. He had some big plays last week, and for this offense, he needs to be healthy. He's got a toe issue going on tonight. We'll see how it goes.
We mentioned the quarterback, J.P. Lossman. Here's a guy that's taken 11 sacks. That's the most in the UFL. He's got to play well tonight.
He really does, and he's getting better at getting the ball out of his hand, throwing it away, avoiding those sacks. You're not always going to be well protected. He knows that. He takes some hits. He's got to get a little more consistent, do some good footwork, get the ball out.
Closing in on kickoff here at Hempstead, Long Island. We're at Hofstra University. When we come back, Anita Marks and Cordell Stewart will be down on the sidelines, get you a little bit closer to the action. Kickoff coming up momentarily, the UFL on Versus.
You're tackling with bad intentions. You hear me? Tackling with bad intentions.
This is one of those teams standing in our way to play that championship game, and that's damn well where we want to be, right? Tonight starts, baby. Let's play better and better every week.
The United Football League on Versus is presented by StubHub, where fans buy and sell tickets. By Motorola. By Men's Warehouse. You're going to like the way you look. And by GameWare. Look like a pro, play like a pro. Look at the UFL standings. Florida has clinched a spot in the championship game. California, Las Vegas, and New York trying to join them. Tells you why these games are so important. Right now, let's check in with Cordell Stewart on the sideline.
Well, I'm standing with one of the key players on defense with Tony Parrish. Tony, with the Locos. Tony, what do you guys need to do? Last week, you were so close to having the opportunity to be a great team in the Tuskers, but right now you have the opportunity to play against the Sentinels. What is it you guys need to do in order to get over this hump and have this opportunity to compete?
We know defensively we need to continue to get turnovers. We were able to get our hands on the ball last week, which we hadn't really done in the first couple of games. Then on top of that, we need to keep the chunk yards plays off us. 20 yards or more. If we handle that, I think we'll be all right.
Your body right now, I know at this point in time of the year, things start happening to your body, whether it's ankle, a hip, or a knee, or shoulder. How's your body? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm ready to play.
You good?
I'm good.
All right, there you have it, guys. He's feeling great.
All right, Cordell, thank you very much. Your sideline report brought to you by AOL Fanhouse. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Jim Fossil, head coach of the Las Vegas Locos. And right now we go back to the sidelines, this time to Anita Marks.
Doug, Dave, as you know, the biggest storyline for New York is the switch at quarterback, and standing next to me is quarterback coach Jeff Rutledge. Tell us, why the switch from Quinn Gray to Ingle Martin?
Well, it's nothing really anything Quinn did. We just felt like we were going to give Ingle a chance. We're hoping he makes good, quick decisions, take what the defense gives him.
Well, what can we expect from him this evening?
Well, I'm hoping he's going to, like I said, just make good, quick decisions and use his feet, because he's got good, quick feet. He's a good scrambler to his ability, to his best.
I'm a big fan. Can't wait to see what he can do this evening.
You and I both. Thank you.
Hey, guys, before I let you go, this is a great new phone from T-Mobile. It's called the Motorola Click with Moto Blur. It's social networking all in one. So if you are on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, and you want to update your status, you just do it one time, and it updates everything in one. It's really quite cool. I'm going to be on the sideline all game long, so for the folks on Twitter, find me. I'm called Sports Chick on Twitter, and send me questions, anything about the UFL or the New York Sentinels, and I'll get right back to you. I'm going to be on the sideline with it all game long. Back to you guys.
All right, Anita, thank you very much. Ted Kittrell, long-time defensive coordinator and coach in the NFL. His team trying to get its first win. And it will be New York's Peter Check. Played his college football at Wagner College, not too far from here at Staten Island. He'll be kicking off the E.J. Barthel. Also back there, Josh Scobie.